audio on so everybody can now hear us. Everybody that is there, which may be at least you guys.
There he is, husband, looking lovely.
Oh yes. I tried to keep the Hero Forge in to show where the actual designs came from, but yours was so full wide screen that I couldn't on yours. So rude. So rude.
Oops.
I found my Hero Forge for Zenria.
Did you?
Found it.
Oh, that was just typical. Granny with a resub, love it.
Yeah, this is Zenria. Yeah.
Well, it's a bit bloody late now.
I know.
Zool with a resub. Good evening, Zool.
Just in case.
Is Stream Elements gonna tell us? Why did it show? Why did it not show Zool's chat, but it showed Wisely's?
Good question.
Yeah, it is a good question. That's why I asked it.
Because it's it might be because it's a notification from the.
No, but Zool said good evening. Oh, you mean that was the message is part of right? I get you. I get
exactly.
you. Yeah, that's just weird. Oh,
yeah, there you go.
no, I mean in the chat bit, Zool. I meant in the chat. Not in that chat. On this chat underneath.
The on-screen chat.
This bit down here. I could never figure out where to point, but there. Right, so we're just waiting for Tony Nubinator and Sergio Belader.
Yes.
And then we can get this going. Oops, scared. Hey, bombs away! Welcome to the stream. Just part of the
I'm not gonna get higher than that later.
Hey, there's a Tony.
I rolled an 18.
Tony.
On one of the four that I just rolled.
You hear from one of our players. Awesome. Bombs away. Ringing the bells to you?
Oh, yeah.
I knew it would be you.
Yeah, I just got a message now. saying that that's them.
Heads up for chat. We might not be able to chat as much as like per.
That's another person from school.
Hello. Good evening. As much.
Yes, we're creating an army.
Is Amelia another person as well?
Yes.
Okay.
We're creating an army.
Lovely.
Look. I can see the colour just going up his cheeks.
In the entire Discord.
Yeah.
That I'm streaming.
Don't forget to go check out our YouTube too and go watch the videos on there. Watch them. Even if you watch them on a second screen, just watch the whole length of the video. It all adds to the algorithm, just saying. Hey up, Tony. Are you in it? Oh, you're there. That was a quick 5 minutes, Tony. Well done.
Yeah, I decided I'll clean my room later.
Yeah, you will.
Peak procrastination.
Yeah, you will, scrub.
It looks like you got your priorities straight.
What's
It's
Utub?
great, Tony.
Utub.
Yeah.
It's the other place where we do a lot of the hobby side of our D&D. First proper video I've done in a long time has just been posted. Go check it out. The link is right there in the chat. I mean, it's right down there as well. But you can't click on that one. You can click on the one over there, but you can't click on that one. So just saying, go watch it. It's awesome. Right, we're just waiting on Sir Josephine.
Hello.
Never mind.
And
As
the party.
always, he's exactly on time.
No, that was on 8:29 from my clock.
Oh, okay.
I was 20 seconds early.
First we hydrate.
Who are you?
Excited is excited.
Oh, there's Zenria, yeah.
Just pure excitement.
First we hydrate, then we educate.
Then we tweet.
Thank you for that one, Psych. Is it possible that you've got one that's a little bit more zoomed out? That I can crop down Especially crop the name Hero off the bottom.
I can crop that itself. Give me a sec.
First we hydrate,
Yes.
then we eliminate. Right. Are we all ready? I haven't done
Oh,
much.
yes, let's do this.
No, I think it just does it automatically. Okay. I don't have any sort of transition from moving to talking screen to moving to D&D screen.
You should do jazz hands.
Wow.
That could be a transition to jazz
Yeah.
hands.
I don't have anything particularly scripted ready for the intro. We are not Critical Role. I am not a
Oh, really now?
set the world afire with amazing
It's
verbosity.
Sparky, Sparky and Co. It's Sparky, woo! Sparky and Co.
And
Yeah, that'll
I
do.
thought that was the bar.
That'll do. Disgraceful. I know, I'm sorry. Right.
No,
Party.
No. Sparky.
Right.
Disgraceful. Not disgraceful.
I
Disgrace.
know, that's what I said. Disgrace is full.
That's going
Disgrace
on
is full of
level
worms.
18.
Anyway, this is what we said we're gonna stop doing.
Yes. We need to get going.
We're not ready. We're not.
Touché.
To be fair, we're not in the immersion side of things yet. This is the place for announcements. So, does anybody have an announcement? Go watch our YouTube.
We're streaming. We're streaming Dungeons and Dragons.
Do we have any sponsors or any adverts that anybody needs? No, we don't. Okay, fine.
I had a lovely curry tea.
I had.
Sponsored by that curry place.
Oh, that was a fat for you. I had bangers and mash.
Oh.
I had a steak.
He-
Bolognese.
You probably had a tomahawk as well, didn't you?
Nah.
Oh, no tomahawk this time. Okay.
I had sushi.
And Syke had.
Spicy noodles.
And Sergio had.
Fish and chips.
Oh. I think Sergio wins. Chicken and chips. Nice one, Zool. Nice one,
That's how
Zool.
we should open up session every week. We should
Yes.
just say what we've eaten.
What have we all eaten?
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
It's because I'm nervous about starting it because I wrote this out myself. But this bit's coming from my head.
You won't hear me talking about food when I'm in
Luminary
character.
abyss.
Because on the Warforged, I don't need to eat.
Luminary Abyss, hello. Right, are we ready, guys? Are we ready?
Let's do this.
Yes.
So,
Yep.
let's just do a simple intro. As the sun is rising over the far mountains of Hesperata, over that way, because I can decide, we focus in on one member of the party. A blue-skinned, white-haired water genasi is currently laying on a rough straw mattress, rubbing unconsciousness from their eyes. They awake to find themselves somewhere different from where they last remember being. Sion, it's over to you.
Okay. Well, what around me? What can I see? What do I need to roll for that?
You don't need to roll anything. You look. Let me just.
I look around.
Let me just get the right music for this one. I think that one's probably about right. There we go. Okay, what you can see as you blearily open your eyes and you look around, you can see walls fairly close within. You're talking about a 20 foot by 20 foot roughly carved out room, stone and dirt walls with what looks like wooden timbers placed on 3 of these walls around you, randomly lining walls, roof, as if they are holding it up somehow. The western wall, as you lay on your bed, is all rock. And opposite that wall, you can see barred by a rusted but solid-looking iron bar door, if you know what I mean, like iron bars. But there is a door within the iron bars.
Okay.
I don't know how to describe an iron bar door rather than saying a door made out of iron bars.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
just call it a D&D party's #1 enemy, a locked door.
On a
Can I
bed,
see-
on a bed laying next to you, you can see your young friend of the last few days, asleep currently, Ember.
Yeah. Snoring, lovely.
Yeah. Surprise, surprise.
Alright. Is there anything else in the room, like any items, or is it literally just bed? Like
Across from you, you can see 2 empty beds, nobody on them, and up against the stone wall, the one without any timbers or anything around it, just a dirty-looking wooden bucket.
Is there anything in the bucket?
If you go and have a closer look, yep, there's definitely stuff in the bucket. You can tell where people use the toilet in this room.
Okay. Can I sit on the door? Can I see like where like a key would go or a lock or anything?
Yeah,
Actually,
there's
can I
the-
see if it's open first? I know it's a very slim chance, but
The door's not open, but you can see outside it. There is a orange and yellow scaled dragonborn just sat at the table outside the barred door, just sort of wistfully staring into their drink. Yes, Zenria, that is you, sat outside their door.
Okay, so I'm going to like sort of stand at the door and shout out to the dragonborn and go, "Oi!"
Just oi, nothing else.
Yes, oi.
I was not mentally prepared.
We're straight into it, guys. We're straight into it.
For some reason, my gut was telling me I'd be brought up later. I should have realized that with the way you. Never mind.
Yeah, you should have.
Good job. And just backtracking some of info quickly. I read this earlier and I still forgot shit. Okay. God, I sound like I just finished drinking.
Oh, I didn't say what was in. I didn't say what was in the drink because I thought I'd leave that one to you.
I think I already confirmed what was. Oh, God, I don't have a voice for her. Never do.
Don't worry about voices or anything like that. You just
Yeah,
do what
I
you're
know.
comfortable with.
I look at the cell and I was like, what do you want?
What is this place? Why have I been held here?
Why'd you have to?
You don't know.
don't-
You don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna. I don't know.
Well,
actually.
you know what the people are here for.
Yes, I know that. I just don't know where I am.
While they're
Apparently.
starting this conversation, Ember starts to wake up.
No, okay. I was like, is it gonna continue from that? Zenria shakes her head, trying to clear her thoughts. Honestly, I don't know. I'm just here for the paycheck, really. I'm just doing what I'm told to.
Oh, do you find
Nope.
the door maybe for me? I can
Sorry,
probably
you-
double what you're being paid easily.
How am I?
I've just DM'd you because there's a bit I forgot
Okay.
to.
Oh,
I forgot
okay.
to mention.
Let me quickly look at that. Oh, I do. Okay. Oh. Oh. Mm-hmm. So you're willing to double, eh? Hmm.
Yeah. Money is not objective to me.
What's that in the background? What are you watching in the background there?
Oh shit! Sorry. I barely heard it earlier, so I didn't even think it was still going. Anyway. Zenria gets up from the table, goes towards the, I guess it's a cell, right? Like a
Yeah,
jail cell,
basically,
essentially?
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Walks towards the cell. And... Fuck. Focus! Sorry, I had it all planned out after, in that brief moment. I hate ADHD.
It's all good. It's all good. It fits in quite well.
Yes. They don't have their possessions on them.
No, they're all locked away. They've got nothing on them, just their bare clothes.
I don't know why I've got bare clothes. Can I have, like...
Oh, here come the puns.
No, you've just got bare clothes. So,
I look over, oh god. What's her name? I
Sion.
already forgot the...
oh,
Sion.
Ember.
Sion, Ember... Whoever...
You're talking about me.
Townie is Sion.
Okay, Townie's character.
Is that how we pronounce it, Townie?
Is it Sion?
Sion.
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 Okay. There you go. Well, fucking tell us then.
I wasn't sure because Sion can be spelled with the silent P as well. That's why I wasn't sure. I look Sion up and down. I noticed that, well, they are a bit, I'm assuming, roughed up. They do look relatively, I'm guessing, well off.
They don't look particularly roughed up. They're just kind of woke up in here. So they've not been beaten down or anything like that.
No. Like roughed up as in like stripped of their clothes.
Oh,
and,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
dirty. But other than that, I'm like, I forgot my own backstory. A mercenary of sorts. I've seen my share of people have money, and I'm like, gotta go with my gut, and I go to fish my keys out.
Okay.
And I look at Sion and it's like, bear in mind, you betray me at all, you will regret it. And I unlock the door.
What the hell is going on?
hell of a thing to wake up with.
Okay, so there you go. The door is now unlocked. Ember's starting to wake up. Has been. Right, we'll move over. Has been. While this is all happening, the noise of all the conversation and the jangling wakes you up. And as you wake up, look around, you're on the opposite side from these guys. Similar scenario, you wake up on a rough straw mattress, for want of a better phrase.
Okay.
Trying to remember what happened, you still feel a nagging pain at the back of your head.
Okay.
One empty bed in this room. Upon another, you can see an old man, pale, thin skin drawn tight to his muscles and bones. Looks as if he's fast asleep. And on the other, there's a young man sat there, maybe in his teens, just sat staring curious at you. He's fairly slim, like the old man, but not... Well, he's fairly slim, but not as gaunt as the old man. Brown, greasy hair dangling around his face.
That's fine, but yeah, same thing. I'm not
Okay.
blank behind me.
I guess out of reaction to the pain in my neck, I'm gonna put my hand to my neck to feel if there is any blood or anything.
No, it just feels a bit scabbed, dried blood. You can feel it flake off as you test it, but it's a bit sore, tender. It feels like there's a bit of a lump there, bit of a bruise.
Okay. I would like to look around the cell then.
Okay.
See
As
what's in
per
there apart from the people.
Yeah, as per the description of the other cell, you got 4 simple straw mattresses. The walls are all stone and dirt, apart from on the opposite side there is just rock face and all the wooden timbers lining up along the walls on the top as well, as if holding it all together. And then the one iron barred door on the opposite side of the rock wall again. What looks
Okay.
like another cell. And you can see, as you look out, you can see Zenria and Scion sort of chatting away. You don't recognise these people. You don't recognise anybody.
Okay. I'm gonna walk up to the door then.
Okie dokie. The young man just on the bed just sits and watches you curiously, just wondering what you're gonna do.
Lovely. I'm gonna
Open a
I'm
door.
gonna try
and
to get. Well, yeah, I'm gonna try to open the door.
It's locked. It rattles a bit.
Wow.
A few flakes of rust
I could have imagined.
trickle down from the roof. Roof, for want
Okay.
of a better phrase.
Okay.
As you're looking out, you see Zenria fish out the keys from inside her tunic or clothing or something and say a few more words to Scion and unlock their cell door.
Okay. Out of reflex from saying that, I'm gonna speak with telepathy and say, "Care to open my door as well?"
So, Zenria, in your head, you just hear this voice. Repeat those words.
Oh, care to open my door as well?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So you just hear that in your head.
That is awesome because, okay, I have telepathy as well.
Oh, good lord.
Because I'm a gem dragonborn, I have telepathy.
You two
that's
are going to be able to have secret conversations at the time
damn
of
it.
placement.
Yeah.
Me DMing each other. It's like,
That would be DMing, yeah.
Just insulting all of us.
After opening Scion and Ember's in the same cell as Scion, right? You
Yes.
said?
So Ember's
Yeah, after
kind of sat
after
down
opening- before I respond to Hasbin, I look at Scion and I ask, because I'm not 100% sure, obviously. I ask, is the young one with you? Amber?
So,
I don't know the name, but
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
I look at Ember and I wave like signal him to come over and was like
Huh.
I mentioned, hey, I'm letting you and this guy, girl, lady, person, I'm letting you two out.
As far as I'm aware, Scion is a guy. Ember
Yeah.
is female.
Oh, okay, okay. I wasn't sure which one is which. I heard mention of gender and I was like, who's who?
And I think to clarify, has been non-binary, am I right?
That is correct.
Cool.
Husband doesn't have a
So
gender.
they them.
if that's the correct terminology from my point of view. I'm still fairly.
It is. It's
Okay, good.
After making, well, I don't know. Is Ember coming over to the door?
Yeah.
Okay. So keeping my guard up, I go over to Husband's cell. I was like, hey,
hey.
I got your your little message there. I can let you out for a
That would
price.
Okay. What would the price be?
What do you have to offer? I don't know if Husband has gear or not.
No, Has-Been's got nothing either. Same as the rest of the prisoners.
I have my camaraderie to offer, as well as some few lovely songs along your journey.
Simple,
You know what?
simply dressed, but not a few bloodstains on the back of whatever it is that Has-Been is wearing, just down the back of their neck and like shoulder. Fresh bloodstains.
Zenria doesn't like innocence hurt, so definitely she'll take the agreement on that offer.
The young boy behind learning new names is wonderful. Has-Been stands up and is like looks wistful. Are you letting us out? Are you letting us out? After this time?
I don't see any reason for you guys to be in here, and I haven't been told that you've done anything wrong.
The ones that are already in that cell. I needed more clarification, didn't I? They've been there for about a week or so.
Ooh.
But let me just double check what I did actually message you.
Yeah, let me double check. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I did mention that bit just so you knew.
Yeah, I just had
I
to
thought
double
I
check.
thought I was thorough with this.
I had to double check. It's like, because it's like my brain was like, wait. There's gotta be careful here.
Yep.
Don't
So
wanna.
yeah, you were still a little bit unsure about them two, but
Yeah.
you had a contract, and that.
Yep.
So it was tugging on you from both sides. It didn't feel right, but you had a contract to fulfill, and this might have been
Yep.
the push that tipped you
The
over
straw
the
that
edge.
broke the straw that broke the camel's back.
So
Yeah,
that.
so Zenria looks over and checks. Actually, is there anything in this room that could? Because I'm sure they're not telling me. Like the people in charge are probably not telling me all the details. But is there anything in here that at least can show me who I can let out? Like what the crimes are, etc.
Nope, nothing at all. You've never given any
Nothing?
details of what they've done.
Yeah,
Just
okay.
from your time as mercenary, you can generally tell when somebody
Dealings
is.
and all that.
Yeah, not so great, or if they look fairly. I mean, it's not always the case because you can't always judge a book by a cover, but you've got a fairly good eye for who's a wrongdoer and who isn't. And everybody that you've seen so far doesn't scratch the itch of being a wrongdoer for you.
Okay. Yeah, that's. I was kind of getting that feeling anyway. Especially from the backstory and all that, but it's like, anyway. So yeah, I open Husband's cell, and. Oh, what do I want to do from there?
It's fine.
Do it.
So while you think, the young man just bends down next to the old man, and he's like, Thomas, they're letting us out. They're letting us out. Wake up. The old man sort of turns.
There it is, yeah.
What's going on? Who's letting us out? What do you mean? It's like, the guard is letting us out now. And they both sort of stand up expectantly. What's going on? Why? It starts whispering. Why are you letting us out now after this long?
Well, to be perfectly honest, after being in this job for a while, you guys just don't rub me as people that have done anything wrong, and you do not deserve to be in this cell.
Well, we never thought that. To be fair, we never thought we did. But we were just out hunting one day, and all of a sudden we were captured and we were brought here. We never saw what happened. Everything went dark. Then we ended up feeling really tired, fell asleep, and next thing we know, we wake up down here.
Well, let's carefully and quietly get you guys out of here, all of you.
So,
Where's our equipment?
Yeah, that would be lovely.
you don't know. You're not given details on things like that. As far as Zenria is concerned, you're employed to keep people in line, and if anybody got out of hand, swift justice.
Yep.
So, right,
my
what
new
do you?
Dragonborn friend. Sorry, Sparky.
No, it's fine. Go.
Can I at least ask you for one favor before we leave?
What is it?
May I have a drink?
Oh, yep.
The glass of water or something?
Let's say that on the table was a pitcher of water along with the bottle.
Yep.
Some like alcohol.
Bye by me. So yeah, the small round table, 5 foot diameter, 2 wooden chairs around it. Sort of looks like at the top of a corridor between the 2 jail cells.
Did I have a cup or a mug? I had a mug. Oh, it was.
Can I take the picture? I'm not gonna drink from it. I'm gonna sort of carry it with me.
Yeah,
I have no
it's
issue
a nice,
with that.
it's a nice picture. It's a rough clay, clay fight. You know, just a rough clay picture of water.
Also, I said it was alcohol, but it was actually tea.
That's fine. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. Someone's been putting something into your tea again. You reckon it's probably one of the other guards, because they always kept a wary eye on you anyway. So.
Could be one of the. It could be. No, we're trying to avoid long conversations. Outside of the actual campaign, I was just gonna say
it's fine.
could be one of those alcoholic teas that I've been seeing on the market.
Good lord.
So, Miss Dragonborn,
Yeah, it doesn't sound appealing. Anyway, yes.
would you happen to know what happened to our equipment?
Nope.
No. No, I did. No, I. Unfortunately, not.
That is
They don't-
the unfortunate.
Yeah, they don't really tell me anything. They just left in charge of keeping an eye on their convicts and workers.
Convicts? I was knocked out.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I've had a bad feeling for a while now. So, meeting
we need
you
our-
folks, yeah. Well, let's all just be quiet as we go out and look for your stuff and try and get you guys out of here.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Brief description for you. So, you're at the top end of a corridor. To your left and your right are the 2 jail cells. Behind you is just the wall where the guards' little table and chairs are. Stretching down in front of you. I'm trying to keep the description simple here. So stretching
No, that's fine.
down in front of you to the south, it's a long wooden corridor, pretty much made the same as the majority of the cells. Well, it looks a little more straight and even, with the wooden timbers lining up around the sides. You know, think of a Skyrim tunnel. If you've go into any of the caves or anything like that, like one of the rough mine tunnels. Well lit, torches along the walls flickering away, giving off gloomy light. And then maybe about 30 feet down the tunnel, on the right-hand side, there is a set of double doors. And about another 20 feet beyond that, on the left-hand side, there's another set of double doors. And past that, you can't really see much, apart from a bit of gloom.
I don't know what...
That's the only way to go, basically.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't happen to know the way out, would you?
You would think I would.
Yeah, you would probably think you would. 1 minute. I will... I mean, you would know this, so let me just...
Yeah, I've been working for these folks for a bit, so...
It's fine, I have access to the map, so I can just DM you that.
Yeah, I got the DM open.
And this is why I have saved them all in specific places. Boop.
I need...
There you go.
Okay. Ooh, pretty. Okay.
So, if you can guess where you are from that description.
Oh god, I gotta open this as a web thing so I can actually zoom in. Okay, I'm just trying to like make sure I am assuming where I am correctly. Oh nope, that is not where I thought we were.
The bit in the middle, the 2 rooms with the 4 beds. That's where you're starting.
Oh, okay, okay. So I was close to where I thought we were. Okay, I just couldn't see the gates.
Yeah.
The cell doors properly.
Yeah,
okay.
because it's top-down view, yeah.
Okay, yes, okay. Yes,
It's
I know
almost
the way
Sunday
out.
morning for Zool.
That's lovely.
So I don't know where their gear is, but
No, you don't know specifically.
no.
I mean,
not specifically, but I can make guesses.
Yeah,
because
you
I've
could
been in this
possibly
place
guess,
for a while. Yeah, if we follow this hall, we can get out of here.
All right, lead the way.
Need to. I need to open this in a. I have to open that because my brain does not work this way. I have to flip it.
okay.
There we go. Okay. That works better in my favor. Okay, so I guess we should.
So,
I think how to think this out.
as you head south down the corridor, the room on the western side, you would know is a storeroom.
Yeah.
And
That's actually where I wanted to head.
yeah, okay.
first.
So that's the first door that you would come to.
Yeah, so from my perspective, that'd be our right-hand side. but
Yeah,
on the
basically,
map,
yeah.
left-hand. So
As you're heading down, it is on your right, yeah.
I look to the group. Guys, there's a storeroom here on the right. I can't guarantee it, but you might be able to find your stuff or at least something to help you in there.
All right. Let's have a look, shall we?
Are you just walking normally, or are you gonna...
I think we should stealth.
Yeah.
Okay. The other two
Yeah.
that are with you is like, are we all sticking together now?
Yes.
What are we doing? Do we follow you? I don't know what to do. Are you gonna lead us out of here?
Yes, I'm gonna get you guys out of here.
Okay, right. So, stealth checks all around, please. First rolls of.
I unfortunately have a disadvantage because I have chainmail on.
Well, I rolled a 19.
Unlucky.
I rolled a 5.
Oh dear, oh dear.
I got an
Well, I
8.
rolled a 4. It's a 5 plus 1.
Yes, the changeling is sneaky. Hmm.
The druid is not.
Okay, so.
I got an 8.
Oh my god.
Okay, so as you
The person
know.
trying to help.
quietly creep your way down the tunnel. You don't make too much noise. Occasionally you hear the clink of scales against chain as Zenria's trying her best to creep down the tunnel with the torches, alternate angles on either side of the tunnel, just flickering away. You just hear occasional as one just pops a little bit. Creep down, get to the double doors. So you're outside the room now.
Okay. It's a supply room. It might be locked, but
There's only one way to find out.
I try the door.
Yeah, it's locked.
I've got an idea.
Oh, that is the okay.
What type of lock is it?
It's a complex 3-pin. It's a lock. All you can see is a lock. It's not a padlock. It's a latch key. Yeah, it's a latch lock. So key, door, handle.
Okay,
Key.
I'm going to.
Well, if
Door, handle.
you give me a moment, I'd like to check my keys
Yeah, that could be.
to
the
make
smart
sure
idea
that I
first.
have
Yeah.
one.
That's probably the
You
smart
only
idea first,
you
yeah.
only have 2 keys on your bunch.
I have a backup plan.
Oh, it's only 2.
Yeah, it's only the 2 cell keys that you have.
Okay.
Yeah, I have backup
Okay,
plans
right.
around, so I'm not-
So, I take the water, pour it onto the lock, and then I'm going
Say
to
that again.
cast ship. I'm going to take the water that I brought with me,
Okay.
pour it into the lock.
As you start pouring, it
And
just
then-
starts to fall down the door.
Oh, while it's doing it, I'm gonna cast shape water
Okay.
and freeze the water.
Okay.
So it freezes the lock. And then who's gonna be I'm guessing the one who's probably gonna be the best at this is probably gonna be the Dragonborn at giving it a good whack, seeing they've got weapons.
Well-
Try and break the lock off.
That's actually a good idea. Because what I could do.
So you're gonna sneak
Freeze the lock.
down the corridor and then break down the door. Is that right?
Yeah.
Well,
So we
okay.
make sure we really sneaky and then we just bust it down.
Well, okay. I look to the group and I let them know we do really have to be careful because the next room up ahead is like the research room for the wizards.
Okay.
Oh.
We'll hit it instantly, but hard.
I wish I was an acid dragon.
And you just go. "Bleh," and it-
Yeah, I could have just like tried to drip the acid on it.
Just like
Oops.
spat on the lock. And it just
Oh,
melts.
okay. I should. Yes, yes. I meant to say that as singular.
My bad. My bad.
I meant to say that singular.
The wizard's
Yeah.
room.
Yeah, yeah. It's like possessive. Wizards as in possessive. Singular. How, like, the idea of freezing the lock is good because what I could do is use my sword and just smash the pommel of the sword with the tip after it's locked.
Yeah. You won't need much to be fair, I don't think, with it being frozen.
So can you
But-
freeze things with change water? Can you? Shape water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as it. Yeah. Let me check the wording.
Yeah,
You
please.
freeze the water provided that there are no creatures in it. The water unfreezes in 1
Well,
hour.
actually, you'll find
Surely.
that there are no creatures in it. So yeah, that's fine.
I was fully expecting you. I was fully expecting you to
Actually,
say.
there's a billion bacteria in the water.
That's what I was expecting you to say. Actually, there's tons of bacteria in there, so yeah.
Anyway,
So,
Yep.
yeah.
Okay, so what are you doing, guys? What are you doing?
we can try. We can try that, or we can. As long as only the wizard is in his room.
What's What's the door made of?
We're not gonna break down the door. That's too noisy.
It looks fairly solid wood.
Okay, cool. I've got a backup plan.
Look a little peng.
The wizard might have the key, but let's try the lock freezing idea.
That does work. I've got a really good plan.
So the lock is currently frozen because that is what you've done, isn't it, Sion?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that.
So I take the tip of my longsword,
Mm-hmm.
and as quietly as possible, I
Okay.
give the pommel of the sword a good whack.
Okay. I would
hoping
like
that
you
it-
to make a separate stealth check and also a roll to hit.
Okay. Disadvantage. For that stealth. What was that? It's doing that thing again.
It's a 7.
Oh, it's worse than last time.
Okay, so as you crack it, and then a roll to hit,
Yeah, hang
see
on.
if you actually hit the lock.
Uh,
That bit should be nice and easy.
Is that what?
Rolls on that
Okay.
one,
Yeah. there
Just
it is.
yeah, just do an attack roll with your
Yeah,
sword.
I was looking for it. I had to equip it. An 18.
Yeah, yeah. So you just crack it right down, but it does make an audible as you hit it.
I'm looking at the map here.
And just roll a d6 for damage for me.
Just a d6. Okay.
Yeah, because you're using the
Where is
pommel
my
rather than the actual blade. Plus your strength
Oh,
modifier.
Oh, okay.
Go on, go on.
I-
Just say it again what you were going to do.
The tip of the longsword is in the lock that has just
Oh,
been frozen.
right, I
And I'm
see.
hitting the pommel to add the force.
Right, I get you. I'm with you now. So you're like standing back and like that.
Yeah, basically.
So it doesn't make a big
don't have
crack, but it
anything
does
smaller
make
than that.
it does make a sound as you hit it. Like you hear the lock make an audible crack. So it's not particularly loud. And you see the lock snaps and the door pushes inwards.
Oh, it worked.
Lovely.
Okay.
Job, man.
I lead the group into the room. And I point to all the supplies and it's like, again, don't know if your stuff is here, but if you can find anything that'll help you, I highly recommend it.
All right. Guess I would like to look around.
Oh god,
for
this
my
is.
stuff.
I made this too complex a way of starting. I'm busy typing things as well. Right.
Are
So
you typing it to me again?
no. You're good. So
Honestly,
as
I'm sorry. I was gonna say.
It's
I'm
fine, go
really
on, say
proud of
something.
myself
Say
so
what you were
far.
gonna say.
I'm really proud of myself here. Actually, I'm being a lot more vocal than last campaign.
exactly, I thought I'd give you the opportunity. So once you head into this room, it's a smaller room. You can tell it's definitely a storeroom. There are lots of barrels and crates lined along the walls. There's also between where the barrels and crates are and the wall opposite you, you can see stacked. Looks like 5 pickaxes, and then against the right hand wall, there's 5 shovels just stacked up against the wall.
Okay.
And then 2 barrels of what looks like fresh water just in the far right hand corner as you get through the door.
Lovely.
Well, I think we know what Ember's doing.
I smell the wall.
So, as you guys are having a look around this room, Belak, Titan, from where you are currently, Titan, you are with you just kind of stood in one corner of the lab laboratory. There we go. Let me pronounce it properly. Not the laboratory. Just watching Belak pore over some old manuscripts, trying to figure something out, when you both hear outside your room a loud, an audible crack of something. Your door is currently shut, but not locked.
Well, I think that was.
I don't know, but I don't know if you've noticed. When we first started, there was a few dodgy characters that they were using as workforce. Over the last couple of weeks, we've been fetching people in that just they don't seem right. You know, I can understand using criminals as a workforce, but these last couple of groups they've brought in, they don't look like criminals to me.
No one should be used for slavery anyway.
No. But anyway, that aside, yeah, I wonder what that was. I think we should go and have a look.
I think.
Okay then. So just head towards the door. Just open the. I'll open the door.
Okay, so as you open the door, you look out onto the corridor, which you most likely would probably know fairly well also. So let me just give you guys this as well. So you look off to the right, you know, the storeroom, which is about 20 feet off to the right, the opposite side of the corridor. The door is now open, and you can see a few people just clustered outside. There's the old man and the old and the young man that have been here for the past week. I mean, you've seen them in passing as you've been occasionally had your door open for some air. They're just kind of hovering in the corridor, and you can see the Dragonborn guard just outside the door, keeping an eye around.
Right, so I'll just share.
Put your bros with the raid!
Woo!
Blame Townie for this, no
Oh
doubt.
my god, they got it right. Wow.
Go on, Belak. What were you gonna do?
Well, obviously, if I notice the Dragonborn, and I know that he's been used as a guard.
Mm-hmm. She, yeah.
Sorry.
We're gonna have this problem again for a while.
Yeah.
We'll get used to it.
Yeah. I'll just stick my head out the door and just motion to the Dragonborn and say, "Is everything okay down there?"
That was directed at me, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Anyway, I look over to
The wizard.
the wizard. Sorry, I got the characters mixed up for some
That's
reason
fine.
in my head.
You know Belak as the wizard. You don't know the name because you've not really had much dealings, and yeah, you basically know Zenria as the Dragonborn guard because again, you've never really had any dealings and you don't know names.
Oh,
You've
okay.
been lost in your research.
I look down the hall at the wizard and I'm like doing my best to play it cool. I'm like, everything's good, everything's fine.
Okay. So you've got everything under control then?
Yep, everything is perfectly fine.
Okay then. I'll just turn to Titan and say, "There's something fishy going on down there. I'm not 100% sure what it is."
No need for an insight check.
Yeah.
Hang on. What was that? What was that, Mr. Wormwood?
I said that I don't know. The guard says that everything's okay, but it looks a bit fishy what's going on down there to me. I mean, why are the prisoners out of their cell?
And do those ones look like actual criminals to you? I'm not so sure. So.
So the rest of you guys in the storeroom, you hear somebody saying something to Zenria, and Zenria replying that everything's fine. What are you guys gonna do while you are in the storeroom?
Look for my stuff.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
just
look for stuff.
make an investigation check then.
Alright. Investigation.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty good.
First nat 20.
13.
Is
Nice.
17.
Too many tabs and I don't know which ones to click on. Natural 20. So, as you're looking around the storeroom, you're peeking up, and you open. Hey up, Mr. Easy. You're opening up crates and barrels. All there is in here, in these barrels, you have a good look through them all. They all seem pretty much the same. You've got all sorts of dried fruits and dried foods, some grain, things like that. There's enough that you could probably grab some as rations.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. Just
You
like,
can-
I want some food.
Probably for what you've got on you at the moment, you can grab about 5 rations worth of food from any of the. This is for each of you that want to, from any of the things in here. There's the 2 barrels of water and as I say, the 5 pickaxes and the 5 shovels. Nothing else that would resemble your equipment though.
Okay, I'm gonna grab 5 rations then.
Okie dokie.
Just so I have something.
Make sure you add them to your inventory if that's what you want to grab. So you're
So, go up and slurp some water.
okay. It's a bit. It doesn't taste great. It's not cold. It's lukewarm, but it's water. It's as if it's been sat there for a while. It's not bad. It's just
Okay.
lukewarm, slightly stale water.
I was gonna point out too, like, there's only 2 types of pickaxes, and one's a weapon, the other is a utility.
It's a utility
So-
pickaxe.
Yeah. Because I was curious, like,
Let
oh,
me
would
just
they
see.
be able to use that? And I was like, miner's
Well-
pick is the only thing.
Minus. Let's have a look. So while they're
Other
going
than war pick.
While they're going through the storeroom and doing their stuff, listening to what's going on, we'll go back to Belak and Titan.
Okay.
Should we maybe approach the overseer about this?
I don't think so. Because I've had my suspicions about them for a while. I mean, I've only just started learning all this, this magic stuff. I'm not as well versed in it as they are, but this to me doesn't seem like it's a normal mining operation. They're looking for something specific, I think. It just doesn't seem normal.
And if you're only just started learning magic, then and they're more experienced and better at it than you are, then
It was just I felt I was on my way to the academy, and I just felt this urge that I needed to come here for some reason, and I don't know why. And then they just took me on and asked me if I would do this research for them. So, but there's something here, and I don't know what it is. And I don't think it's normal.
You can still feel it slightly, like, tugging at your consciousness in the direction of where the ruins are. It's just a thing that you can feel that is there. You can't pinpoint it. It's just a sensation.
There's something going on in those ruins. I've never been allowed down there to have a look. They've just brought stuff up to me and asked me if I can decipher it or identify it. You know, stuff like that. I suppose in a way, I'm as much. I didn't realise. I walked in with open arms, and it wasn't till a few weeks later, and I suppose I'm in the same position. I feel like I'm a prisoner in here now.
Well, I want to let you in on something. When the overseer instructed me to work with you, he told me to make sure pets wasn't to be circumstance.
Yeah.
Now if we wanted to find out more, I mean, I can't ask any direct questions. However, the overseer still believed to be a mindless automaton. So I can be in the room and he'll be none wiser. And say,
You're cutting up a bit, Sergio, just so you know.
and I can say to him that I'm just getting some things, but I can listen in, and I can be there without knowing that I actually understand what he's saying.
You might need to turn up your input just a little bit.
Sorry.
It's fine.
Is that better?
Yeah. It was just sort of cutting in and out when on the quieter bits.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, you know, Titan's much more understated a character. So right. So from what he's saying, the two of us have our suspicions about the overseer. So, Mr. Wormwood, do you think we should maybe talk to the prisoners that the Dragonborn Guard is with? Because, well, nobody.
Yeah, I would like to know why they're here. If they know why they're here.
Slave labor. I mean, the Silver Flame would never allow slave labor anywhere. Doesn't matter what somebody's done. That goes against the Silver Flame's teachings.
Well, I don't know anything about that because I'm not a religious person, but yeah, as I say, there's something not right, and there's something in them ruins that's still tugging at me. But I don't know what it is, and I don't think this is a genuine, like, archaeological thing.
Okay. Well, I like your idea of checking in with
I think there's something going on with those prisoners because he wouldn't have those prisoners out of the cell without having them chained up.
Yeah, maybe we should check in with the Dragon Guard.
Yeah. So I'll just walk over and obviously I'll be doing research. I wouldn't have my staff or anything on me. I'll just walk over to where my stuff is and I'll pick it up.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
I mean, my own, you know, armor is a part of me. It's attached to me, so I can't take it off.
Indeed. So as you totter around, your little cat familiar hops down off the table, follows around your legs.
Right, I'll just pick him up and I'll say, sorry picnic, but I think you might need to hide for a little bit, and I'll just stick him in.
What's your cat familiar's name?
Picnic.
Picnic.
Oh, you had to pick that name, didn't you,
Right.
Granny?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Our
Cool.
our first cat pet was called Picnic.
Oh.
Yeah, until she moved away.
That's
Uh,
That's good. That was a good choice.
and I'll just give a whistle, and you'll see the owl fly over.
Yep.
Just sit on my shoulder.
The owl flies off from the back of the chair opposite the desk, just swoops low, and just just like that lands on Belak's shoulder, like a
I thought you meant,
pigeon, apparently.
I thought you meant like just two halves of the owl just fly into one.
Right then. I think we ought to go and have a word with the guard then.
okay. Alright, so I open I sort of approach the Dragonborn guard and I say, "Hey, Dragonborn guard, we need to speak to you."
My brain blanked. Oh, Titan's a warforged, isn't he?
Yeah. Right. Descriptions time. So, you've seen them before, but briefly.
Yeah.
Belak steps out into the corridor, owl on the shoulder. So the cat. I got lost as soon as you said the name. What happened to the cat?
I'll put
Did
it
you just-
in one of my pockets.
Okay. Or you can just, make it appear and disappear at will with an action.
Pocket cat. I want a
Yeah.
pocket cat.
Pocket cat.
I want one.
So Belak strides out. If you just want to describe yourself as the rest would see you.
A human
Not that I let the rest
male.
of them do this, but
I'm a human male. I've got I'm about 5'7" tall.
Hey,
Got-
that's how tall I am.
Brown eyes, brown hair, fair skin, and obviously I'm a wizard.
I guess I should describe.
Yeah,
Zenria.
please feel free, because I should have
Um,
let you do that when I first introduced you to Scion, but whatever.
So, Zenria is a gem dragonborn with dark crimson scales. She stands at 6'12" and blue hazel eyes. And she weighs 170 pounds.
6'12". Ooh, I think your miniature might be a little bit short. And then as you see
She's also 31.
as you see Belak, not Kalak, walk towards you, come out of the room, you just hear this, and this giant 7-foot-tall warforge just walks out of the door.
That's what I was worried about.
If you wanna just give a brief description of your towering form, Titan.
Okay, so I am I'm 7 feet tall, and I'm made of black and silver metal plates and dark oak wood parts, and I have silver-shaped eyes. I have I've written here size medium. That's not true.
In D&D terms, yes, it is medium. You are not I'm showing the camera, but there's no point, because I'm going to have to find some oak wood to put on here now, aren't I?
Size gargantuan.
Dark
No,
oak wood.
not necessarily.
Oh, no. I'm going to try my best, but anyway, carry on.
So, and then I'm carrying a mace and a shield, and I'm wearing some vestments, and carrying a holy symbol, which is a silver flame.
Cool.
And that is Titan for you.
Right. Shall we get descriptions of the other three while we're at it, as we missed out on that then? So, Scion.
Right, so...
This is what the wizard and Titan see as they peer inside the room. We'll go with that.
Okay, I've just got to reload it all because my driver decided to crash
Oh,
on
well.
my computer.
Sorry, I didn't realise you were in a limo while you were playing.
You just hear the
Right,
a faint
so-
explosion in the background.
Yeah. So Sion is about 6 foot. Yeah, blue. Like a pale blue, I'd say. I don't know, it changes with the light, I guess.
It's
Watery.
if you just stopped at blue.
Wet.
Wet.
He's just wet.
Looks like he's constantly sweating.
Looks like he's had a curry constantly.
There's one for you to work with, Granny.
Now I know what to make for dinner tomorrow.
It's pretty standard water Genazzi, apart from like his hand is like mechanical, like sort of almost looks like it's been modified from a warforge. So yeah. That's about it really. Not special.
I didn't see that bit in your description.
It's in the picture.
Oh, picture. Okay.
Anyway, what did you
Ember.
Did you say?
What a Genazzi. Genazzi. Either or.
Genazzi.
Yeah, either or. It's all good. It's all good.
Same thing. Same.
Ember.
Okay, so I am a 4'5" human female. I am.
She's so tiny.
I have green eyes, brown hair, and I'm a child, obviously.
Really?
Yeah.
And has been. There we go. Remembered.
Yeah. Well, husband stands at 5'11", usually, as he is as they are a changeling, which means I can't change the height.
Okay.
He has pale white skin.
Oh, they do they?
As well. Yeah, they do. I'm not good at the pronouns myself, okay? But you know,
Yeah.
it's fine. And white hair with strikingly purple eyes.
Cool, right, that's all part introduced and described to each other. So, Belak, Titan, you are making your way across, speaking to Zenria.
I mean-
We'll get back to it.
I was gonna point out the note about
so-
him not having a mouth.
Okay. No mouth, just skin.
Mouthwash.
Yeah.
Kind of like that that scene in Matrix where Keanu's mouth seals shut, like that kind of. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not watching the
Okay, so you guys making your way over to talk to Zenria.
Yeah.
Yes. And I say to Zenria, so why did you what are these people in prison for? And why are they not chained up?
They never tell me anything. They just have me watch over them. And in all honesty, the reason they're not in their cells right now is because my gut is telling me that they did nothing wrong and they should not be here.
Okay, well, me and Mr. Wormwood are suspecting the same thing. What's your name, by the way?
I'm Zenria.
Zenria. I go by Titan.
That's a very apt name.
Well,
That's also in character. She says that.
well, the three of us, three of us are all in agreement then that this is wrong. Something about this does not seem right.
Seems that way.
I don't believe, I did not realize that criminals were being used as slave labor, and that goes against everything that's the Silver Flame would have never approved. And so, should we ask them? Should we ask them what if they know why they're here?
Most of them just woke up here. What I was informed was that. Oh God, it wasn't that long ago.
I was
It's all good, don't worry.
well. I've been working with Mr. Wormwood for a long time. Well, for a while now, and the person who runs this place, the overseer, made a personal request for me to come and told me that the wizard wasn't to leave under any circumstance and was to keep working. And the overseer believes that I am not an intelligent life, that I'm just a simple automaton. However, I know, so I've played a lot, but I don't like it. Maybe we should get these three out of.
Yeah, hang on. It's more than 3, isn't it?
Yeah, there's 5, including the other 2 that have been there already.
I think I was like, wait, yeah, because there's
Who are the other 2?
the 60-year-old.
The old man and the young man that have been there for about a week.
Oh, okay.
The NPCs.
You know the ones that
Basically.
been longer than us?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay then.
These 3 are new arrivals that were brought in last night, basically.
Do we know why the NPCs were in?
Nope. They were just brought in a similar manner, dragged unconscious, placed into a cell, and then made to work.
Yep.
You two never really saw much what was going on, apart from in passing, because you were cloistered in with Belak while Belak did all the research and all the artifacts and the bits of ruins that were brought in to him.
Well,
Pouring through old books and old scrolls and using the alchemical apparatus within the lab. Kind of thing.
Okay. Well, I really want to confront the overseer about this, but I feel like we'd be walking into a trap if we did. So, perhaps. I mean, I don't know about Mr. Wormwood, but I'm happy to help you.
At this
get
point,
these,
the 3 that were in the storeroom have gathered all the bits and pieces of rations, for want of a better word, from in there, and start to step out and notice Belak and Titan in the corridor conversing
Alright.
with Zenria.
I just walk out.
Whoa,
do this,
whoa.
and walk back in.
Who's these lovely fellows?
So, listen, the 3 of you. I'm supposed to be not letting you leave, but slave labor goes against my religion, the Silver Flame, and we all agree that something isn't right. So we're going to help you get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I go by Titan.
Well, lovely to meet you, Titan. My name is Haspen. My friends call me Has.
And if you don't mind me asking, what are you?
What are you?
What? Well,
Are
I
you
don't
talking out
mind.
loud at the moment, Has, or...
Oh yeah, good question. No, I believe I would be using telepathy. It's yeah. I haven't formed a mouth.
So telepathy
Which,
to anyone in the vicinity, or telepathy direct to direct?
To anyone in the vicinity.
Okay, yeah, okay. So all you guys, whenever Has been is speaking,
Vocalize.
is wording, you just
It's
hear it
not
in your
speaking.
minds.
Conversing.
Yeah,
Is not moving their mouth.
because they don't have a
I don't have
mouth.
a mouth.
Whoa.
Yeah. So,
Strange
What?
thoughts in my head.
are you then has
Well,
been?
What have you been?
well, that. Well, that is a good question. I would consider myself unique. I have not met anyone of my kind. So I can't really tell you what I am, other than I'm me.
Okay. And
I am
the
me, me.
blue-skinned one, you are
My name is Sion.
Scion.
Yes.
And how about the little girl?
The short one. I'm Ember. You're very
Ember.
tall.
Yeah, well, I am a warforged, and this is how we are created. We are created to be big.
And big you certainly are.
So, are we all agreed that the six of us, or are we gonna, or the eight of us, I should say, are we all agreed that we're going to get out of here?
Oh,
As long as we
absolutely.
get as long as we get our equipment first.
Yes.
Right,
I would
okay.
very much like to get my equipment.
Okay.
I'd like to go back into the workshop and have a look round and see if there's anything worth taking with us.
Nicking.
Yeah.
I'm gonna nick from my employers. Okay, so
Okay, let's do that then.
are we gonna say the line? The party? No, we're not.
Well,
We are
no,
not
because
party.
Titan is not, well, you know.
You're a
Titan
follower,
at
not
this
a
point,
leader.
Titan is assisting
Yeah.
Mr. Wormwood. So,
Okay, so you go back into the wizard's lab. The room itself, it's a clutter of books and scrolls, fairly neatly lined on bookshelves, which are all around the four walls of the room. It's about what should we say? About 15 feet by 20 feet. So it's not a particularly large room. There is a well-used bed, your bed, Belak, against the south wall on your right-hand side as you enter the door. Large desk right in the middle of the room with all sort of alchemical apparatus, basic components. There's a few relics that you were recently studying on the desk table. There's an old stone tablet with faded writing, which is approximately 2 foot by 1 foot. Quite big, quite heavy. There's a small silver icon with the shape of a skull. It's made out of silver. And then a cracked urn, which you are currently in the process of repairing. From your research, you'll date them approximately 500 years old.
Right, well.
But
for a
apart from
start,
that,
I'll-
there's just research books and scrolls and nothing particular. It's just mainly history.
Right, I'll take the silver skull anyway.
Okie dokie. So just make a note of that
Yeah.
in your inventory. And just your usual stuff which you grabbed anyway.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, you grab those bits. What do you want to do now?
Yes. So, I'll go and join the rest of them. And I'll say to them here, do you know the way out? Because I've been locked in here and not been allowed out.
Actually,
Yes. Zenria, yes, Dragonborn Zenria, you are the best person to lead us out of here.
Hating every second of it, I'm guessing.
I got put in a leader position.
I didn't mean to, it just happened.
That's fine. It's actually helping me get over social anxiety, so.
You are the party leader.
Okay, that just added extra weight saying it that way.
You are the leader of the criminal escapees. There we go. How's that?
At this point,
Viva la resistance!
at this point, you are best positioned
Oh yeah, yeah.
to lead everybody out because of your job.
Yep.
Yeah.
And just
Doesn't mean you'll be the party leader all the time.
so wait. Did we leave the storage room?
Yeah, you left the storage room.
Okay.
Belak went back to the wizard's lab, which is just across the way from the storage room.
So at the
And
moment
then you're
we're
sort of in
probably
the
just-
corridor, roughly around that
Yeah.
area.
Okay. I look to the group and everyone specifically, and I just make sure everyone's ready. It's like, do you guys have everything that you think you need right now?
Well, I would love my equipment, but other than that, yeah.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yes. Yes, I do.
Yeah, I've got everything I want.
Okay, so, God, I gotta flip this map again. There
fine.
we go. Okay,
So if you follow
heading
on
south,
Down to
and
the
then
south, yeah. There's
first left.
there's left, which will take you, as you know, to the ruins. The right in front of you, the corridor would lead on, but it's all caved in after about 10 feet, and then to the right, it leads on again down another corridor.
Okay, so down into okay,
So you're heading.
left.
So you get to
Down
the
and-
crossroads. You look left,
Yep.
you look right. So about 30 feet down the corridor to your left, where the ruins are, you
Oh,
can see two guards. You can see these from the actual corridor itself. Oi! What are you doing here, eh?
Think about this. I should have realized there'd be guards other than myself.
I mean, it was in the writings.
Yes, it was.
At the moment, they just see you step out. They don't see anyone else unless anyone followed along behind Zenria. Immediately.
Well, I wouldn't.
I'll just
I'm
whisper to Titan. I think me and you should stay at the back because they might think that she's taking the prisoners to work.
Oh, wait! I actually,
Yes. Good
I-
plan.
I can let everyone know with my telepathy to stay back and not come
Okay.
around the corner right now.
Good idea.
You have done that then.
Yes.
So Belak and I both stay behind the other three.
I don't want.
You're supposed to be guarding prisoners. What are you doing down here?
Just going for a walk.
And then who's guarding prisoners? It starts to take a step towards you.
I put out my hand, like essentially, like, you know, the tavern kind of thing you see where they just like put their hand out against someone's chest.
They're still about 20 feet away from you. They're not right up to you.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. You made me. You made it sound like they were.
No, I said about. I said no. I said they were about 30 feet away from you, but they can see you at this distance. They're like, "What are you
Okay.
doing down here?" Because it's well lit. There's torches
Oh,
all
yeah, yeah.
along the corridors and things.
I don't. how am I gonna handle this situation?
I don't know. You tell me.
Murder is always the solution to these.
Yeah, there's two of them. He whispers to his mate, "Oh, you just stay here. I'm gonna go have a word." All right. Starts to take a few more steps towards you.
You know what? I don't want to do this. There's only two?
There's only two.
Can you roll a dex save on them?
On both of them?
I'm doing a, wait. Okay, hold on. Oh, shit. I gotta wait, actually.
Do you?
Yeah, it's only 15 feet.
So, the first one takes a couple more steps, gets about 15 feet away from you. Second one's hanging back near the entrance to ruins.
Okay, so with the first one, I will, as much as I don't want to right now, because it's gonna cause a commotion either way, at this point I don't think it's avoidable. I'm gonna use my breath weapon.
Okay.
And it is necrotic.
Right, so it's a dex save, you say?
Yeah, of 11.
Of 11. A massive 11. Okay,
I wish
so
it was
that
higher.
is a 19. So what happens?
But I could,
Damage or no damage?
it's on a fail, on a half damage if they succeed the dex save. So
Okay,
please give
so
me a
it's
high
still
number.
half damage. Okay.
What the fuck?
Don't know.
It's a
you-
5. Sorry. I don't remember you rolling a D10 for breath weapon.
Well, you know, you don't remember you being a gem dragonborn before either. Do we?
No, I remembered. I just forgot I had telepathy for a moment. But yeah, it's 5. 5, so half.
Half of 5, so it's 2.
2.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Right. So as
And-
you just describe your breath weapon as you breathe it out,
Well,
as it's necrotic. I'll leave it up to you.
a black, thick fog.
Okay. So it's one that they breathe in and, or is it?
I don't know. I've never
Let's just
used
go with that.
necrotic damage
Let's go
before.
with that. Yes.
I have
Yeah.
one who is that in my campaign.
What? This is like.
Giving an idea.
So as you breathe out this black fog, just exhale it, you just see it curling around the sides of the tunnel and all around this guard as they're stepping towards you. He takes a breath. You can see the veins on his nose and around his mouth start to turn black, and it just fades away, and he's like coughs up some blood and spits it to the side. He's like, "What the fuck?" Lowers his spear and advances towards you. We're gonna need to roll for some initiative right now for this little fight that's about to happen. If you would please, everybody.
This is everybody.
Everybody.
Everybody now, yeah, it's turned into a fight.
Sorry.
We got stuff happening.
I couldn't think of any dialogue that would have helped.
Hey, this is cool. This is cool. Don't you worry, guys. Don't you worry.
Also,
And,
seriously, I didn't want to meta, so I had no idea what a necrotic breath weapon looked like.
Oh wow, I missed my rogue. That was a pathetic 13.
I got a.
It's better than mine. I rolled a 3.
I rolled a 7.
I got.
We
I
should
got a
feel
part
back
time for
this
initiative.
time, Joe.
I guess 7 is better than 7 is worse than 8.
Let me just reset this a little bit.
Well, at least I got damage in on one.
I'm level 1, I'm not really that
You know,
battle ready at the moment.
I'm gonna have this all set up so it's set on the stream deck as well. I just haven't had a chance because I've been too busy flipping writing right now. So here we go. So this is the scene at the moment, and I'm gonna start making some more obviously
Terrain.
some more terrain as well to go along with the videos. Let's have some light. Bit of extra light on the scene. If you can see that okay.
I gotta
Right.
open my window.
So we've got Titan and Bella at the back here. We'll have Ember, Jasmine, and Scion right here. The other two lurking around somewhere behind. These guards both got spear and shield. So this one is like 15 foot in front of you, and the other one's a bit further back with the ruins back
The
here.
ruins.
Like this. Ruins and things. Ruins! It's ruins, entrance to ruins. The cave itself, again, stretches a bit further down this way, the tunnel, and that's where you came from originally. Just imagine all the corridors stretching
I have a map, so.
far away. Woohoo! There you go.
Whoop, whoop.
I don't have many walled bits. So this guy's taken 2 points of damage initially. So, just remind me, Titan, what was your initiative?
3.
3. A massive 3 for the massive Titan. Ember?
8.
8. Scion?
So, oh yeah, Tony said that he was.
BRB.
Oh, okay. Did Scion roll any initiative?
I think that was before initiative was announced.
Oh, okay.
Give him a 10.
Okay, well...
No, give him a 1. Because he wasn't here, so he's not.
Or just roll his initiative.
Yeah, I'll just roll for him. Because, you know, that's where we are now. That's a 3 plus whatever.
6. It's 3 plus 3, so 6.
6, yeah. Okay, there we go. Right. So
I
this
got a
is where
14.
this is where we are. So that first guard takes 2 points of damage, coughs it up from his lungs, and he's like, "You little bastard!" Just charges straight into you. He's gonna have a stab at you with the spear.
Alrighty.
Just do that anyway. Yeah, that was cool. So that is.
Oh, I know.
Get out of the way, die. Okay. That is a 20 to hit as it jabs at you with the spear.
20. That is a hit.
I'm gonna guess that would probably be a hit, yeah. So that does. If used. No, that's fine. Ooh, that's 6 points of damage.
Oh, and as a level 1 character, that's gonna hurt.
It's the.
Yeah.
Don't worry,
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
it's the level 1 guard. I just rolled a little bit high.
Was that like max damage?
One short of
TPK from a single guard.
Okay. So
Which is what nearly happened in the first campaign,
Yeah,
to be
yeah,
fair.
TPK.
yeah, I mean
Jillies.
level 1s.
Yeah.
Level 1s. So Zenria, you're up next.
Okay. Well,
I really want to get one of
I
those
got-
intermediate arms.
let's see. What should I do here?
I
Has
can't
the
up-
other guard
update
has the
health
other
and
guard moved in yet? Like closer?
No, the other guard's still at the back. They've not gone yet. This guard just rolled
Okay.
particularly high for initiative.
Alrighty.
I thought it was
I am
appropriate as
going-
well, actually.
I'm gonna use my longsword.
Okay.
And let's roll. Please be good. That is a 19.
19, yeah, that's a hit. As much as he tries to get up his shield to stop you, you're a seasoned fighter. Just slashing straight across him.
I'm gonna go with slashing damage because I have an option here.
Do you?
I have 2 different things here.
That's one is if you use it two-handed.
Oh, okay. I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
Yeah, the 1d10 on a longsword is if you have it two-handed.
And at that
1d8
point-
is if you have it one-handed.
And if you use it two-handed, you can't use your shield.
So it's a one-handed. 'cause
Okay.
My shield's equipped.
Yep.
It was equipped by default for some reason.
I never used
Six
Colton.
of-
I never
six
used my
one-handed.
longsword two-handed, so
So
Six one-handed.
6 points of damage. You just slash straight across his chest. You see this big gash open up in his chain shirt and just blood spilling down. He's like, oh, bloody hell! He looks hurt by that. Belak, you're at the back of the group, but you are next.
Right. I don't, well, obviously can't see the guard where I am.
No, but you kind of can see that the guard is attacking Zenria with the spear that just stabbed into her, and you can hear the noise
Ow.
of the pain as Zenria just slashed out with her sword.
Right.
You can
Well,
move,
what was-
obviously.
Yeah. Is there any way I can move without being in danger, but I can see the back guard? So
See
just
this
move
one?
out a bit to the corner. Yeah.
So you can see this one. Best you could get to is here.
I need to be at least 60 feet. Well, 60 feet away from him.
Yeah. So you could move down past these guys to here, and you'll be
Yeah.
able to see
I'll
them.
move to there then.
Yeah.
And I will just use the cantrip Ray of Frost.
Okay. I am well versed in said cantrip.
Oh, that's a natural 20.
Oh, so yeah, describe your ray.
Right. It's a beam of blue-white light that streaks out towards the guard.
Hadouken!
It reduces its speed by 10.
But it
until
also
the start
does.
of my next turn.
This is the first use of our new critical hit damage. So, no, what you do that for? What you do that for, Granny? Remember? Do you remember what we discussed for critical hit damage?
Yeah, but it came up as blue as a critical hit on my.
That's because you're using D&D Beyond. We're doing it differently, remember? You get maximum off the first die, and then...
I mean, it happened anyway.
You are?
It happened anyway.
Okay, so yeah. It happened anyway.
Right.
It happened anyway. That's fine. We'll go with that roll because you got the full max and then a 6 as well. So as you release this beam of frost, you just see it hit right into the middle of this guard, and as he's like, you can see his full body just freeze solid, and as he's lowering his shield, starting to move towards you, he's just locked in a grimace, like, and he's just solid block of ice, dead as a
It'll be hilarious if we just
doornail.
see eyes moving around. Like,
Say it, yeah. You've taken that one out instantly.
Oops.
I told you.
Whoopsie.
They're just squishy guards. Ember, you're up.
oh, okay. So I want to move so that I can see the guard that's alive.
Literally. So you just have to move sort of in front of has been round here.
Then I would like to cast produce flame.
Okay. Yeah, you got an easy enough shot there.
That is a 12 to hit.
12 to hit. So as you cast your flame, bring it to like, toss it towards him. He just raises his shield, blocks it. That's technically a miss.
Then, so how much damage did Zenria take?
How much damage did Zenria take? How much damage did Zenria take? 6 points.
Okay,
Sorry,
so
I had to run to the bathroom. Yes.
It's fine. I'm just trying to remember myself.
Use my bonus action to cast healing word.
Okay, doke. Is it a leveled spell?
Yes.
Okay, fine.
So, cast time bonus action. And that is 5 points of healing.
maximum healing. So yeah, is it a ranged one, not a touch one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, that wasn't maximum. I rolled a 1 + 4.
Oh, you got +4.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a +1. So yeah, you heal back 5 points of damage. As you describe how you heal Zenria.
I don't know. It's just verbal, so I need to say something that heals. I don't know.
Hibbity dibbity do, you're healed.
What was that?
That
You
is
now
the
have
best healing
health.
spells I've ever
And
heard.
then-
That is canon now.
Just you now have health, and yeah.
So
Wow.
as Ember tries to release a flame with one hand towards the guard, who blocks it with the shield, the blackened scorch mark on the shield now, she just points another hand to you and says, "You now have health!" And you suddenly, your wound closed, and you can feel vitality restored back to you.
Left with a paper cut.
Is that you?
Yeah.
That's your turn.
Sorry,
Okay.
it's my bonus.
So now it is the frozen guard's turn. He's just gonna be frozen.
He's just gonna be dead.
Has been. You're up.
Okay. I'm gonna, seeing as I don't have a weapon or anything, I'm just gonna try to cast Vicious Mockery on the Frozen God.
Okay. On the frozen guard.
Frozen one. He's dead.
He's dead.
Yeah, isn't he? Oh, he's dead.
No, it's
never mind
frozen
then.
solid.
Okay.
Yeah,
That-
he's
that
literally
is
turned to
not-
ice with a critical hit.
And I'm gonna do it to the guard in the back.
Okay. Okay. No, the guard in the back is the one that's frozen solid. The one in front of Zenria is not frozen solid.
Okay. Yes.
Oh, I can't wait. to
Yeah,
see
you
this.
said the frozen one, and that was the one at the back. That's okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
This
the one
one's
that-
alive. This one's
The
alive.
one that's alive.
Go for it.
I'm good. Okay. So, he has to succeed on a Wisdom saving throw of 14. To not take any damage.
On a wisdom save of 14, was that?
Yeah.
Wow. His wisdom is amazing. But he rolled a 14.
Oh my god, god damn it!
That's a solid 14.
I wanted to hear that.
So what is it? What was it you were gonna say to him anyway? As your
How
mock.
dare you kidnap innocent people, knock them unconscious? What would your mother think?
I'll give a fuck. It just sort of starts to react to your words and then just shakes it off. It's like, I don't give a fucking shit, mate. As he raises his spear to have another stab with at Zenria, but it's not his turn yet. It's Scion's turn. Because we rolled initiative for you because you
Yeah.
went away.
Yeah, I had to run off quickly.
I hope you washed your hands afterwards.
No, it's something else.
Hope you wash your hands out.
There's a lot of things I can do right now.
Okay, well, tell us which of those things you want to do.
Okay, that means there's not much I can do right now.
Oh, okay.
Due to lack of
I see what. There's a lot of things I can do, which means there's not a lot of things I can do.
I just thought
I was well veiled sarcasm.
Right, the one that is alive.
Yep,
Which one is that?
the one right in front of you.
Right, okay. I can get a melee attack then.
Yeah, you can
Just like this.
squeeze in right here, right next to Zenria.
Let's punch them then.
Punch him.
eh.
Go for it. Pack it in, you moron.
And it's a miss. I'm kidding.
It's still rolling for me. It's been really laggy.
Yeah, it seems to be doing the same. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you? Has it rolled yet? Oh no! There we go. There we go. It's finally finished rolling.
It's still rolling for me.
It's a
Still rolling for me.
it's a solid 6. So
I was right.
As he's still ducking behind the shield from Ember's flame, you launch in with your fist, solid thud against the shield. It's like, not today, prisoner!
Ow, my hand!
No, it wasn't a one, so you don't break a knuckle or anything like that.
You just break.
It's fine, it's metal.
I was gonna say, it was just the metal hand. You just
Cast
hurt Dom.
silence.
No, it doesn't work. Don't work.
Anything else, Scion?
There's nothing else I can do.
Okay. Titan,
Murdering.
your big ass is up now.
Okay, is anybody damaged or hurt? I don't
Yeah, this
think they are,
guard
are
back here is not very well, and this one at the front doesn't seem to be very well.
I'm missing 1 HP still.
they? No, I mean my allies. Oh, okay.
I
Right, so,
healed- I healed
okay.
5.
And could I get it within melee range of the guard that is still alive?
As it currently stands, what's your movement speed?
30 feet.
Probably not, because you'd have to go through here and then all the way around the back. But you'd have to go through these guys to do it, so no.
Okay, never mind then. Let me do, throw a guiding bolt at it. I'm gonna go so I can see, and I'm gonna get as close as I can, and I'm going to cast guiding bolt.
Is that a ranged attack or
It is a ranged attack.
saving throw? Okay, so we'll put you over here. Probably max distance there, so that you can.
It's a roll spell attack, not a
Yep.
DC save.
Cool.
And that is a 22 to hit.
Yeah, so while he's busy dodging and ducking and blocking all the attacks coming from his right hand side, he doesn't see or hear you sneaking down the corridor and casting your
Yes.
guiding bolt, and it just
Yes, I love
not sneaking. Yeah.
hits him right under his arm as he's got his spear raised for
Right.
another.
So 4d6 damage.
Ow!
That is 6.
Excuse me?
Plus
How
5,
much?
that's 11. And another 5. 16 points of damage.
How much?
Guiding Bolt's an amazing spell. 4d6 points of damage.
What?
What?
At level 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not lying. The fudge?
Holy shit!
What the fudge?
It's because I kept missing with Colton that I didn't get to do this that much. But and I also, because I got Guiding Bolt from a feat with Colton, whereas it is a cleric spell.
Okay,
but
so
yeah, no, that is Guiding Bolt for you.
okay, so there's that
So
phrase
let's-
again. I'm gonna make that into an emote, just so you know. Somehow I will make that into an emote. Right.
Wait, what?
How are you gonna finish him?
Right, so upon hearing the commotion and hearing what sounds like violence, I run round as fast as I can, which isn't very fast. And
Fast as any other humanoid.
And when I get there, I say, "By the light of the silver flame, be gone!" And a bolt of light streaks down. A bolt of light just streaks towards from clenching my silver flame symbol. I raise my hand, and a bolt of light flies from my hand and burns straight into its eyes.
So as it's readying to have another stab at Zenria with his spear, seeing all you guys, he's like, "What the fuck?" And then all of a sudden this light just into his eyes, he's like, and just falls back. Lands, shield one side, spear other side, just two burning sockets, smoke wisping from them. And
This is
that's
the
that.
Ghost Rider penance there.
And they now lay dead, dying, dead, just plain dead. One lays dead, one stands dead.
The ruins now have a new statue.
And that's it. So yeah, combat over. We just.
Not bad.
What just happened?
I will not lie. I did not know how to deal with the guards, and I panicked.
We better get out of here before anyone else sees what just happened.
I agree.
Okay.
Big guy that was
So-
awesome.
Now, there's the thing. See, I've got this snagging pull that's drawing me towards these ruins. Just don't want to leave them.
Damn it! I can't leave Belak behind. I mean, if there's this, Belak mentioned, Mr. Wormwood mentioned this before. I can't leave him behind.
There's something going on down there, and I need to know what it is.
I'll come.
Whoa, we've come this far.
We've come
need to,
so
like,
far.
Need to find
It is well.
So,
Yes, loot the bodies.
Well, let's go then.
You hear
And,
that two voices from the back of the party like, I mean, that was really cool and all, but we just want to get out of here. We're sick of this place. We're sick of these ruins. How do we get out of here?
Senria, will there be any guards along the way out? Can we just let them go?
There could be.
Our help.
There could be.
You know well enough that there was more than these two.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there any chance that before delving into ruins, we can maybe get some of us some weapons?
Yeah,
Yeah.
might be a better idea. Currently.
So,
it's just a note that, guys, there is something not right down there. It's not just a normal archaeological something down.
Exactly. I'm not heading down there without a weapon.
So,
We need
It's time to go down.
try to find our equipment and then come back to look at the site.
Yeah.
Well, all I'll tell you is it's the opposite direction if we want to get out of here.
okay. Well, I
Opposite
feel
of where we just fought these guys.
those of us that have the map, there. Do you see the room with what looks like a chest in the top left?
Yeah, but I don't think he's given us the map just so we know where we are. I don't think we are supposed to know where everything
No,
is.
you kind of would know originally.
Yeah, the three of us would because we've been here.
Yeah, I've only given
Yeah,
it to the people that have been here already. The one
Yeah, the guard. Then
not top right, the one in sort of middle top left is the overseer's office.
that's
Mate, that
What
seems like the only logical place where any gear would be. So, but yeah, I think would I asked Belak, I say, Mr. Wormwood,
Yeah.
would you be able to come with us if we went to the overseer's office, or are you being magically pulled?
It's not really a
No.
pull. It's just a.
No, it's
sensation.
not a magic pull. It's just a feeling I've
Right.
got that something's not.
the feeling of the gut.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So,
I feel
I'm not that stupid to go down there, because I know there's going to be more people down there. But I
Alright.
think at some point somebody's going to have to look down there and see what's going on.
Right, so we're gonna we agree. I feel like we should head to the overseer's office then.
What was that you said earlier on about not being the leader?
No, at that point, but at this point, this is so I feel like I'm the tanky one, So
You're a cleric.
I should be positioned. I'm also have an armor class of 19.
I have an armor class with my shield of 18.
I've got 19 when I've actually got stuff.
So
At
When
the
you have
moment,
stuff.
I
have
feel
11.
like okay. In that case, right? Zenria at the front, Titan at the back. Because then, if some come from behind, I can take the hits, and Zenria's can also fight/take hits from in front, or more likely to do so. I feel like that is a good idea. And then the other Has-Been and Ember should be no, Has-Been and Scion, sorry, should be in Scion certainly should be in middle, because all Scion can do at the moment is punch things. And then
The old man and the young person should
yeah.
also be in the middle, just so that
Yeah.
they're protected on both sides.
all right, so let's put the two NPCs 4th and 5th. I'll go at the back, and then I personally think Scion should be 3rd, with Has-Been behind, with Has-Been 6th, and then Belak in front of Titan, and
Who's?
I've missed someone out. Ember behind Zenria, right?
Right, let's just go. Crack on.
Right.
Yeah,
Are we all happy with that decision?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go forward.
This is me sort of discussing.
Taking lead,
with
yes, I know.
everybody my
I didn't hear any discussion there.
Basically, the Dragonborn at the front because he's equipped. The big
She.
tin man at the back because he's
It's-
a tough nut, and everybody else in between.
All the squishy people in the middle.
Yeah, basically,
squishy
yeah.
people in front and middle, tough in front and back.
It's basically a sandwich.
It's fine. I've oh, you can't see it, but I've got the conga line set up, so we can keep a note of, you know, marching order.
As we head to the overseer's office, we go conga, conga.
Right. So. Okay. So now everything's calmed down. You're leaving the two dead bodies as they were. You make your way down the corridor, taking the right turn from the one you just left.
Ignoring
Towards-
the barricade.
Yeah, the barricade, you know, is there because something was discovered in that cave area. Some sort of creatures. You're not 100% sure, but it didn't end well for somebody. You don't know what's in there. You didn't really have time to explore it properly. But yeah, it didn't end well, so that's why it's all been barricaded off to make sure nothing else comes out of there.
I want to go down there.
No.
Oh, I didn't actually. Never mind. So yeah, and then you take the right turn.
And then
That leads a nice long corridor leading up to the north, and then eventually you get to a left turn from there, and then it does carry on.
I
As-
turn to. Oh, sorry.
No, that's fine. As you guys turn to the left, you know that is the direction of the overseer's office.
Yeah. That's actually what I was gonna do. I was gonna turn and let everyone know. This is the overseer's office. In this direction. And
Cool.
really trying to get them their equipment. I'm trying to think of places where it would be in this. guide is telling me this is where it is.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, well, mine too. I mean,
It's the only. It's logical.
it's the only logical place for those of us that know the area. If it's not in any of the other
I look
rooms
at,
with stuff in them, that's not, you know, the others are prison cells and things.
Husband, Ember, Scion. Sorry, I was remembering everyone that didn't have equipment. I looked to Scion, Ember, and Husband, and I was like, if we go to the Overseer's office, I have a feeling we might be able to get your stuff from there.
Yay!
That would be most wonderful.
Agreed.
So, are we all in agreement to go to the Overseers?
Let's do
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Yes. Now, I am curious, what kind of person is the Overseer?
See, when I hear Overseer, I keep thinking of Fallout. So,
Honestly, we don't know. Those of us that have been here and have not been prisoners, but we.
You
all
know
have
your
our
point of view.
suspicions about him. Yeah. I know. I'm just saying. All I know, personally, about the Overseer, is that I was instructed to make sure the wizard, in this case Belak, kept working and was not to leave under any circumstance. So, not the most savoury of types.
I see.
Yeah, all I know is he's a historian. So, if he's a historian, that's... I've got a hunch that he might be a spellcaster.
Yeah.
That would certainly make sense.
Dude, what are you whispering?
Nothing is fine.
If you want to say something, feel free to say it, but not when
Backstory
everybody
stuff.
else is talking.
Backstory stuff.
Backstory stuff.
That.
Alright, well, do you want everybody else to hear it? Is that a no?
No, it's more that I'm just saying.
What you're saying though, is it something that you want everybody to hear or not? Okay. Right. So what are you guys doing then?
Yes, we're headed to the Overseer's office.
heading to the Overseer.
As you were, you in front, Ember, then marching order as is. Okay.
As is.
Right, as you walk down, you can see the door is open. There is light from within. Just as usual, flickering torchlight. Get a bit closer. You can see right in front of you there is a round table, 2 chairs at opposite sides, candle flickering on the table with the draft as you walk into the room. As you look around, this office, as you know, it is an office, is a lot more well constructed than the rest of the mine. There's boards neatly lined around the walls in between the wooden timbers to give it a sense of an actual wall rather than just earth and rock. Against off to the right hand side you can see there's an unmade bed, obviously better than the ones that you had in the cells. Recently slept in. What's that? Is that somebody's fan going off?
That's probably, it might be my although I do have my noise filter turned on, so...
I think it's psych.
My fan's on.
My god, make sure it blows some cold air our way as well. So as you step around the open door, you hear a cough on your left. You turn around, you see the Overseer there. Can I help you with something? Addressing this to you, Zenria. You're not in there yet. You're like half a mile back behind the train of people.
Trying to think here.
And then Ember steps in, and then Scion is like,
Well,
why have you brought the prisoners, the help, to me?
Zenria, just something in her kind of snaps. Well, not getting angry or anything per se, but she straight up says, I've come to look for your so-called prisoners' equipment, and I'm getting them out
Oh,
here.
whoa. You can see he looks now, his eyes sort of pinch a bit in mild annoyance. He's a young-looking human male, sort of pale complexion, shoulder-length dark hair tied back behind his head, short, dark goatee, trimmed to a point. He's got a well-tailored green overcoat, long down to the knees, sort of belted around the waist with long sleeves, wide, you know, ones that hang down at the wrist. Just sort of folds his arms. What do you mean you've come to collect their equipment? They don't need any equipment. They are here to work for me and what we are looking for. Your contract says you are to guard them, not escort them around the place. Now take them back to their cell, if you so please.
Oh, I get to enact something that I just thought of. Zenria lifts up the palm of her hand and her long sword and drags the blade across her hand in an act of nullifying the contract, and says as such, in the name of my clan, your contract is nullified.
That means nothing to me.
Basically what it means is I don't have to listen to your contract at this point anymore.
So you've negated it from your point of view, basically.
Yes.
Is that, well,
yes.
Well, I mean, as good as that performance was, what does that mean to me? I pay you to do a job.
It means
So you need
that
to do
if
the
you
job that I pay you for.
It means, sir, that I could easily, well, not easily, I don't know who you want to say. It means that I can take their stuff, whether you allow me to or not, and if you try and stop me, I will retaliate.
And how will you do that?
With murder.
How tall is this guy?
And then I'll step out the corridor and say, because he's got backup. That's
No,
Yes,
there is that option as well.
you are absolutely correct. She does indeed have my backup.
What? Sorry, I got lost there for a minute with the dialogue.
That's fine. Me too. 1 second, and I'm just trying to find something on here. And with that, what was that?
Oh, sorry, I'm eating cereal.
Oh,
I have nothing in intimidation.
you've just eaten. Just saying.
I get hungry fast.
Okay. Let me just check something.
If it wasn't obvious, I was also trying to intimidate, but I didn't actually think to roll intimidation.
Go for it. Try and roll intimidation.
This isn't gonna end well. I have a +0.
Feature rolling that 20.
That wasn't bad.
Close enough. I was.
Was it? What was it?
15.
He just folds his arms and looks you up and down and is like, no, it won't work on me. Just holds out a finger and points, and everything goes dark around you all.
Dark.
So,
Well, Bellic was right about being a spellcaster.
darkness, magical darkness spreads from a point. He chooses within range to fill a 15-foot radius sphere for the duration. The darkness spreads around corners. A creature with dark vision cannot see through this darkness, and non-magical light cannot illuminate it. So, as you're having this conversation, everything just goes black for all of you. Complete darkness engulfs everything in the area. I think,
Lovely.
and you hear this sharp, piercing whistle. I can't do it too loud because coming from the direction that the overseer was when you last.
Sorry.
Fine. It's not at all distracting. You drinking dude, seriously. Chill. Right, so I need you all to roll for initiative again if you like. Please, thank you very much.
20.
I tried.
Dirty 20.
Nat
17.
1.
Being so slow.
15.
My initiative was a nat 1.
Yeah, no, it populated itself, but you've got +1, so.
Yeah, I know, but still.
Why
I'm
is
glad.
it rolling so slowly?
Titan.
10.
Okay. Says 0. Yeah. 10. I'm just gonna have to fucking mute you.
Don't worry, I'm done now.
Oh, good. Yeah, I'm gonna say the speed of that, we would imagine so.
How's it to you?
It was a bowl of cereal.
I am just get the music going. This is why I so need all the buttons and everything.
Chowder. I like that.
I didn't. To be fair, I didn't actually expect so much combat in the first
Neither was I!
bloody session.
Got weapons, I wasn't expecting it.
But you know, you stick Zenria in lead. Apparently, all you do is fucking fight.
Okay, the overseer was an accident.
Hobo. Murder hobo.
I tried to intimidate him.
Exiled. I've been exiled for crimes of being a murder hobo.
There should be 2 more.
I also had no idea. I blanked with the freaking other dudes.
Yeah, this room's a little bit longer. No, dude, the one's on the shelf.
I mean, Titan would approve of defending slaves from being. You know,
I honestly
Ah,
thought
that's
Titan
right,
was
like
gonna
slavery.
step on the other guy as his final move.
Titans are worse.
Ooh. He penenced there, dude!
Middle shelf, right.
They be fighting words, Sparky.
I know. I know. Don't you worry about that, none. Thank you. Right. Are you prepared?
I already know what I'm going to do.
You are not prepared.
I'm
as
honest.
You're ready to die.
You are not prepared.
Ah.
Was that good enough?
Mm.
Did you just say you are not in bed?
No, it was Illidan's Storm Rage, obviously.
Oh, I said you are not in bed. Right now I'm sat.
You are not prepared.
I have a mild headache.
Did that help the headache at all?
Nah.
No, I didn't think it would have done. Right, I think we have the scene set again. It says Maybe, possibly, I don't know. Spare bits out of the way. Right, so Titan half a mile down here. Zenria just inside the door.
I'll get to you and heal you when I can.
So it was Ember.
Depends if I use my other spell as an attack or not.
Ember came through the door with Scion of the Zion. These guys are just gonna wait outside because they're too fucking scared. Yeah. Some of that stuff. Chest over here. This there. Disc here. So last you saw was down here. I'm gonna just switch this.
Ooh.
Fuck's sake. There we go.
There's some really good stuff in
I know there is. This is why I want one of those boom arms from Ava Media, so I can move it around nice and easy. So these are the two NPCs. There's Belak, Thingamajigger, and What's-It. So,
Official names of the
yeah, exactly. So you got Sphere of Darkness,
For a second, I thought you were gonna say Sphere of Annihilation.
Sphere of Annihilation.
It's all instantly dark.
Is like right here, so all of you are currently in darkness.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Is someone banging their head against the desk?
I have no idea.
I have no idea what that was.
So first up, we have
Not
Ember.
me.
Do I know whereabouts he was?
You know that it was down here around this, around where this desk is.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
Fairy fire.
Yeah, but it's very...
Okay. Describe fairy fire.
Each object in a 20-foot cube within range is outlined in blue, green or violet light, no choice. Any creature in the area when the spell is cast is also outlined in light. Fails a dexterity saving throw for the creature. So I would like to cast it around where he was.
Sort of. What's the radius?
20 foot.
20-foot cube.
Cube.
So around here, basically, like this. Cool. What is that? Oh yeah, when I look it stops. Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, yeah. As soon as I say something, it stops. Yeah, yeah, I see how this goes.
I'm
Right.
not even hearing anything, so it might be on my end then.
Yeah, it is. So that's a dex save.
Yes, it's 14.
14. Okay.
That one was not me. Who was that?
Okay. And?
So if it fails,
Fails.
then he's outlined in violet light,
Okay.
and he can't go invisible.
Right. And if you succeed?
If he succeeds, nothing happens.
Okay. Well, you don't see anything. You're in magical darkness. You don't see anything.
Then I would
Would
like
it count
to
as
move
magical light though?
Where would you?
Dark.
How would you like to move out?
out forwards.
Can't see any forwards. It's straight in front of you.
Yes. towards
Right.
the bookshelf.
Make a dexterity saving throw, if you please.
Yeah, because what did magical darkness count as difficult terrain?
19.
19. Okay, so you slowly, carefully, slowly or just regular speed, land straight into the bookcase over here, into the wall. Ah!
Okay, thanks. So,
Dead.
Well, no, because you
Behind it.
you're looking at a fucking wall.
Gates of doom.
Okay.
Around where he was.
It's a mimic.
Okay, was thinking
Minute,
that you're gonna
please.
use that.
So yeah, you can see him now. He's stood down here.
That's all I can do.
Sion, your go. You are just
I'm
you've just come through the doorway.
right. Saw which way Thingamabob went, right?
No, you didn't see anything. You can't see anything at all. You didn't see which way
Okay.
anybody goes or anything like that. All
Right.
you can see is your body when you look at yourself like this.
Not cool, actually. I'm gonna try and get out of the darkness, I guess.
Okay. The way you were pointing, or any particular other way?
Probably, like, along the wall. To my, I like to think I saw use the wall as a bearing, so probably along the left-hand side, maybe. 'Cause, like, that's the wall. Like, I don't know,
Down this
yeah.
way. As
Yeah.
the stream catches
Wait
up.
for it to
Okay.
catch
Yeah.
up.
Make a dexterity saving throw if you please.
Right, and then we'll wait for it to roll for about 10 days. I don't know why it's been so slow.
How was your internet
Too many-
today?
I was gonna say, is your internet being
My internet's been fine, but my driver's playing up, so it might be affecting my computer.
Okay.
Need
Well,
to, like, go through it.
sack them and get a new driver.
I was gonna say, since when did you get a car?
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's a 6.
6.
So as you take a few steps,
Ball break.
you don't fall and break your neck, but you manage to trip over the bottom of the door and just land prone.
Lol.
Would you like to do anything else?
How much movement do I have left? I've got 30 altogether.
10 feet. Because you've already moved 5 feet to get to there, so 10 feet. So you can't get up as it stands. Ha! As it stands.
Oh,
Can I crawl?
Yeah? But it takes
Try to get out.
twice as long, so you can crawl another 5 feet.
How far is the darkness in front of me?
10 feet. So you're still in the darkness as it happens. Yeah, the angle of
Closer,
the
I'm
camera's
closer.
the angle of the camera's crap, unfortunately, because it's like ooh.
Getting
So, yeah.
closer. It's
Yeah.
hard.
Anything else?
I'm still checking my actions. I'm pretty sure it's nothing, but we'll double check in. No, now I can do.
Okay. Has been, you're up.
I would like to use my actions to remove my eyes using shape change.
I was gonna say, what you ripped
Okay.
out your eye?
Now you're really fucking blind.
Because if I don't have eyes, I can use blind sight. Which means I don't depend on my sight to know my surroundings.
But
So basically, you're tough from Avatar: The Last
Yeah.
Airbender now.
Your senses, vibrations, still walk into a wall.
so you have blind sight,
Yeah.
is what you're saying. So if you are blinded, then you have blind sight. So if it's dark, you have blind sight. So technically, you wouldn't have to remove your eyes.
You don't need to rip out
If
your eyes.
if blind sight is a feature of yours,
Well, it says when in a form with no eyes.
okay.
So I'm assuming I don't need
Oh,
to
you
raise
don't
my
have-
actually.
okay. So you don't have
Where does
innate blind
It's like
sight.
it's like echolocation, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where-
Blind sight.
Where does
Your
it
screeches across the room like, hey!
Where does it say that?
When I click on the blind sight.
A creature with blind sight can perceive its surroundings without lying on sight with specific radius. Creature without eyes, such as ooze and creatures with echolocation.
Yeah,
are
no,
high
but
in
where does it
senses
say that you have blind sight?
Under my perceptions.
Under your perceptions, excuse me.
Yeah, my passive perceptions, passive intelligence, and passive. The passive perception, the passive investigation, and the passive insight.
No, it says a monster with blind sight can perceive its surroundings. Does it say if you... Grimlocks and
Oh,
Veil
at the top, senses, blind sight 30 feet. When
when in a form with no
eyes.
eyes. Okay, so your eyes just disappear then.
No,
Yeah.
simply rip them out.
You like
Good.
OP, don't you?
Meld into your hand.
Okay.
My eyes just disappear, so I don't rely on my sight.
So now your face is just completely flat.
It would be, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Slender
wait.
man.
Do you have no nose?
No, the nose
Yeah, I do have a
disappears
nose.
as well.
Okay, so what are you
No, I
doing?
think
Anyway.
I'm gonna move out of the darkness then,
Alright, which way?
and that's about just forward.
Forward. So, if you're going forward... So, you are currently behind Ember. But you can't see anything around you, obviously. You just know that there is an Ember there.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like it takes an I'm guessing it takes an action to
Yeah, it
change your
takes an-
appearance. Yeah.
Takes
It
an
does.
action to rip
So
Okay.
that's my turn.
So you just hold them on your fingers.
No, you just rip them out of it. your
Turns
hand
into freaking Beetlejuice.
You are going to be an awkward one to
rip
manage,
out your
aren't
eyes
you?
and they
Really?
meld into your hands.
Right.
Probably.
Okay. Belak, you're up.
I mean, I've never played a change in all the bars, so
No, I thought I'd stepped into the room when I shouted at him.
I didn't know you'd shouted at him.
Yay.
I said
Yeah,
because she's got back up.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, there you
Yeah.
go. You're in the room then. No. Oh, you say it now. Yeah. You're like the little annoying heckling cheerleader at the back, aren't you? You.
Right, I'm going to use an action. Turn picnic into a poisonous snake.
To turn what?
Picnic.
Cat into a poisonous snake. I can do that using an action.
Can you? Since when?
Yes.
Snake now.
Since when? Sorry.
Since it's now a snake.
It says that I can use an action, turn it into something else.
Does it? What? Find familiar?
Yeah, sure
N-
it does.
It's a summoning ritual.
Yeah,
you
I
can
know,
sum-
but I've got it in my pocket.
Yes, I know, but to change its form, you have to dismiss it and summon it again over the course of an hour.
It's been an
No,
hour, hasn't
and you
it?
can use an action to send it into a plane, a pocket dimension, and use an action to bring it back again.
Yeah, and it'll come back as a cat again. To change its form, you have to summon it again. Go through the whole summoning process.
Well, everybody else that I've seen use it has never done it before. They've just changed it into whatever they wanted to using an action.
How many people have you seen do it?
Oh, well, I won't bother then. Right, well, I'll just hold my action then and stay where I am.
Okay.
There's nothing I can do if I can't see.
Hold your action for what?
In case the darkness disappears.
Yeah, casting time 1 hour for Find Familiar.
I see.
No, you don't.
If you cast this spell while you already have a familiar,
You can change its form.
to adopt a new form.
If you cast this spell, which has
Yeah,
a
if you
casting
cast-
time of an hour,
Okay.
as an action you can send it away and bring it back, but to cast the spell it takes an hour. So you can't just dismiss it and bring it back. That's 2 actions anyway, to dismiss it and bring it back.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
So I see the confusion there, yeah.
So that's... What action were you going to hold then?
I'll just hold a cantrip in case I can see any.
Any particular cantrip?
Um,
Frost ray. Not frost.
a ray of frost.
Ray of frost.
I don't
Okie
need
dokie.
much range on that one.
The
Cool.
name Chill Touch sounds like it'd be an ice, but it's a necrotic.
Yeah, because it's skeletal hand.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Skeletal hand.
chill as in chill of the grave type thing.
Oh, I
Okay.
could have made necrotic breath a bone dust breath.
Like my thought, like I have a gender 1 in my campaign. I was thinking it would be like just like rising, like hands, just like skeleton
Ew.
hands from the ground.
Anyway.
In the air.
Anyway, it is now the Overseer's turn.
Oh,
So.
yay.
Only one person can see,
That's me.
and that's you. You see him reach inside his jacket. He pulls out a scroll, opens it up, and reads some words on it. The lights on the scroll flash, and he drops the piece of paper, and as you see, the words have disappeared. And this doorway, glowing purple, appears in front of him, and he just shouts out, "I must depart for now." Steps into the
Yeah,
door
You better run.
and disappears.
Coward.
Yeah, you better run.
And he's gone.
Right.
And with that,
Darkness dispelled.
the darkness disappears because it is a concentration, so it's gone. And you can see
Yeah.
the empty room. Well, it's not an empty room anymore, but it is empty of the Overseer. Yeah.
Guys, you went through a magical portal thing.
I
But
am
what you
curious
do here is
Uh-oh.
feet running behind you. As you remember that he let out a bit of a whistle before he did what he did.
No, we
Let's see,
could
where are we?
probably have thought this through a bit more.
Yeah.
There wasn't much thinking, to be fair, was there? I won't worry too much.
I am curious.
Think about it now. We could have just tried to leave and then buy new armor.
But Titan, it's your turn.
Just like,
Right, so I turn in the direction of the footsteps that I hear,
Yep.
and what do I see?
Well, you can't see anything yet because all you see is the corridor at the end, and then it splits off 2 directions. Let's have a look. Let me just shove this down here like this. So you turn around and have a look, but the corridor sort of branches 2 ways. There, look at that. I'll zoom that out a little bit.
Okay. All right. So I head
think that's right.
towards the sound. I head towards the sound of the footsteps, but if I see anything, I want to stop.
Okie dokie. You see a wall.
And you stop. You didn't stop.
Okay. Do I have any?
So as you look to your left, which means up the corridor, up to the north,
Yeah.
you see 2 guards running towards you.
Oh.
No, they're not singing.
Okay. And what about? What about to the right? Is there anything coming that way?
No,
Right. So
the corridor's a bit widened, to be fair. So they're about 10
how
foot corridors.
far? They. How far away from me are they?
They're currently about 20 feet away from you. Shields and spears
Okay.
in hand.
Right, I'm gonna try and I'm
just
gonna
get
try
this
and
right.
take one of. I'm
There we
gonna
go.
try and take out one of them with guiding bolt.
You try. Just you try.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna try and use guiding bolt to take one of them out. So that is a 23 to hit.
Does it?
Yeah, that'll probably be a hit then, wouldn't it?
Okay. Damage is 6 plus 2, that's 8, plus 1, that's 9, plus another 1. 10 damage.
Where's he gone? There he is. Okay, so as you unleash this bolt from your hand, from the center of your icon of silver flame, you just see it streak towards him, just burn him up and down. He staggers a bit, but he's still sort of continuing on, maybe changing his mind a little bit as to if he wants to keep coming towards this hulking titan that's just practically fried him alive.
Okay, and then using my bonus action, I shout, "Over here!"
We're coming, don't you worry.
And that's it.
Okie dokie.
I end my turn.
Right, they're not quite in this initiative phase, so next up it is Zenria.
Alrighty. I guess I just try and get towards the guards
Okay.
close as I can. Don't
5,
really have anything I could do in this
20,
department.
30 will get you there. Depends if you want to dash or not.
Will dash get me closer?
Yeah, but you won't be able to do anything else.
I'll dash.
Okay.
I won't have anything else I could do anyway, so.
30. Woo! You take a somersault and land and fall behind. Wow, these tunnels.
I was wondering why you said that. I caught it on stream.
Tunnels are not very wide, these ones. Titan wouldn't fit down a 5-foot tunnel, I don't think.
Titan's just stuck in the corridor.
There we
He's
go.
on blockade.
There you go.
Alrighty, yeah, I'll end my turn there.
Cool. Right, that brings us to Ember.
I am also going to dash down.
Okay, so you're currently stood at the wall.
I slam
5,
my
10,
face into it.
15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. So you are now here. Scion. On the floor. Near the table. All the darkness has just gone. You're like, motherfucker. Seriously.
Wait, can I stand up?
Yes. That's 15 feet of movement used. You are now
Right.
on your feet.
Looking around, what's in the room that I can see?
In this room, what you can see is there's the bed on the north wall over here, which you know it's on the map. There's a chest just here behind this door. There's the overseer's desk, which is here, and there's 2 other chests against this wall down here. There's a load of notes and paraphernalia and stuff on his desk.
I'll be right back. I need the toilet.
Yeah, no worries. We didn't have a break today, but it'll be right.
Can I go to the nearest chest?
The nearest one is over at the far
Yeah.
corner. 5,
Can I
10,
make it
15.
there
You
with what
can't
I've
make
got
it quite there in initiative and move. And you
I
used
thought
your.
there was a chest closer than that.
No, there was
What
one
you
in
said.
this corner here.
Okay.
So they were the closest to. There's 2 of them there, but he only gave me 1, so.
Okay.
I mean, out of combat, obviously, you'll be able to do a lot more than just that, but each round is 6 seconds. Each turn is 6 seconds, just remember that.
Yeah.
Cool. Right, who's up next? Has been.
Well, I'm guessing I would know that there's no more darkness.
No, you wouldn't. Because you are currently
No, I
blind,
wouldn't.
so you wouldn't know that there's no more darkness. You just hear lots of, or you just feel lots of movement around you. So make an intelligence check.
Okay. Intelligence. There we are. 21.
Yeah, you pretty much figure out the fact that everybody's started moving around a lot easier now. The darkness is likely gone.
Alright, then I'll use shape changer again to grab myself some eyes.
Ah, you can see again.
Science.
And now you can see the darkness has gone.
But I was sorry, you saying now you can see the darkness.
Has gone. Yeah, the darkness has
Ah,
gone.
yes.
You're staring at a wall.
Well, that's lovely. Let's look around the room real quick.
Okay, so you've got two chests down here. There's the desk where the overseer was. There's a chest in this corner. And then there's the bed here and the bookcase next to it.
There, 2 more chests.
Okay, so the 2 chests that I'm close to.
2 more.
The two... Oh, okay. They're only half
Right.
chests, you fool.
Right now, look, I'll just tip out the entire thing.
There's 2 chests there, and there's one in this corner. The one in this corner is the closest one to you.
Does he have a throat?
So is that... Do you want to go to that one? Or do you want to go to them two?
Yeah,
That one. Cool.
the closest one.
There you go. So, oh, you fall over because it hurt.
All I work is
There you go.
Ah,
That is the current character that I have for you. It is a shifter, so it's close to a change. You know?
yeah,
So there you go.
It's fine.
So you are now
Alright.
stood at that chest.
Would it cost me an action to open it?
Yes, it
or-
would.
Okay, then I can't open it because I used
I
my
know.
actions to
I know. I know.
change.
I
Fair
know.
enough. Then I'll end my turn.
Okay, Belak. Suddenly the darkness is gone. You aim your frost ray at the first person. No, you don't.
frost ray.
Has been. Zzz. You are frozen.
Oh, fuck.
No, you see the overseer has disappeared.
Just refresh me because I went to the nipped off to the loo. So
Oh.
as 2 guards appeared at the top.
2 guards have appeared at the top. Titan tried to fry one of them. Nearly did fry one of them. Zenria dashed off to go and engage, and Ember ran off down the corridor to him as well. These 2 are just stood here like, we're staying out of it.
Right.
Scion went to investigate these chests, and also Hasbin went to investigate this chest in the corner.
Right. So I'll go out and into the corridor as far as I can get there.
With a dash or without a dash?
Without a dash.
25, 30. So you can get to here without dashing.
Right. There's not a lot I can do because I can't see around corners.
No, you're not that clever.
No. So use my action to dash there.
Yeah, you can do that.
Right, so I'll do that and I'll use my action to dash and I'll just stand at the other side of
Okay,
this
so
room.
down here, like there.
Yes.
Cool.
Oh, that's my turn.
Right, nice one. Okay, now the guard that Titan fried.
I forgot to mention about that, by the way. That,
Oh, of course you did.
Because I hit it with guiding bolt.
Because
The
it's not
next
enough that it does
person
4d6 damage.
The next person who attacks that gets to roll
advantage.
with advantage.
Yeah. Why am I hearing? Oh, because he's left his headphones down there. I was like, why am I hearing your voice in an echo somewhere? But he's put his headphones down there, so I'm hearing it come out of that. Okay. So, what he's going to do... No, he's stoic. he might be very much hurt, but he's like, no, you're a princess and you're taking him out of here. Get on. He's just going to charge and he's going to stab at Zenria with his... You put yourself first.
Yes, I did.
He's going to stab at you with a spear. I won't worry too much though. Oh no, that's the wrong one. No, he's prestidigitated away from me now, so... That is an 11.
Oh, does not hit.
No, so as he goes to stab at you with the spear, you just parry it with your sword. Not today.
Not today.
Titan Europe again.
Okay, I've already used both my spell slots, so I'm gonna get in melee range of the guard that is closest
Get out of the
to
way.
me and attack it with my mace.
Go for it.
Actually,
Huge.
I would like to flank it with Zenria.
You can't technically flank it with Zenria because Zenria's at an angle.
Right.
So you can't get a
Okay.
full flank, and that would put you in melee with the other one as well. Because of your huge frame.
Well, actually, do you know what? I do kind of. Oh well, if I can't get a flanking.
Not
Then there's.
officially.
Okay, then in that case, never mind. Right. I'm gonna. make a
Zenria might
mace
be able to.
attack.
Yeah, well, you've got advantage on the attack anyway because it's got guiding light on it.
Yeah. All right. My biggest roll was a 23.
Yeah, that's a hit.
And that is a total of 7 points of damage.
So as you stealthily squeeze your way through past Zenria around to the back of it,
Hopefully, quote
Yeah.
marks.
you just lift your mace and you just bring it down on the back of his head. Smash everywhere. Your mace is thoroughly covered in filth and gore. He is dead, bleeding out at your feet now. Yeah,
Don't feel guilt doing that to a slaver.
Okay. Right, next up, the second one. As you've now imposed yourself between him and anyone else, he's just like, oh! He's just gonna have a stab at you with the spear for a whopping 8. Obviously, that just deflects off your armor as it jabs at you with the spear. It just, you just feel this scraping against your armor on the back, and he's like, oh fuck! I don't know what I'm doing here. You can see he's changing his mind. Let me just. Yeah, he's gonna turn tail and try and flee. You gonna let him?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
If he
just
don't,
wigs.
I mean, I'm not. If he wants to run, then you know, I'm gonna let him.
Yeah, he just books it. Has a quick stab at you and then books it 30 feet down corridor. Zenria, you're up.
Okay. So.
It'd be out of melee
What?
range. If you moved it, it'd
Yeah.
be out of melee range still. Unless you dashed,
did-
obviously.
What did I miss in the turns? Did Scion manage to and Husband get their equipment or not?
No, they walked to some chests.
And they didn't manage to open them. I see.
No, they
Okay.
walked to the chests, that's it.
Okay. I see.
So it's just the one guard running now?
One guard running, absolutely. He's seen his mate's head get splattered. He's seen you guys all turning on them now. He's like, nah, out of here.
Nah, fam.
Nah, fam.
Pretty much, yeah.
I think I'll just let him run away.
Cool.
Like, as I'm not gonna try and kill every single person I come across.
Ember?
I mean,
I'm also
you have been a bit of a murder hobo.
Okay.
to
It
say-
wasn't intentional!
Scion's back in there.
Panicked!
It's we acted in self-defense.
1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. I just want to
Okay.
see what Belak would do. If we get round to Belak's action, because those two are at the chest at the moment, so I know what they're going to do. Belak, would you do anything with the guard?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, what would you do then?
I'd try another ray of frost at him.
Okay, let's just roll for it.
Right.
Well within range.
8.
8. Nah. At this rate, it's getting close to max range, and as you try it, he's just running so fast, just aims and just lands at its feet. Frost shards sparking all over the place. And then he just carries on dashing around the corner, out of sight. So we are now out of combat.
I say to Balak, I say, Mr. Wormwood, why would you? He was running away. Why would you attack him in cold blood?
I
He's
see,
not a nice guy.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
Yes, but we that was completely unintentional. Getting cold blood, completely unintended. Yeah. No. I'd say I know he attacked us, but if they surrender and they run, we should never stab them in the back, figuratively speaking.
As we can do it literally.
So we have to literally stab them in the back.
Because that's not right.
Might not be right for you, but it might be right for somebody else.
Like, I would have had all reason to, like...
Well, I don't approve of that. But anyway, are you still feeling this urge to go to the ruins, or has that disappeared? Or
Oh no, it hasn't. No, it's still there.
okay, well, we still need to get the prisoners their equipment back. So I guess we should go and help them.
Right.
Yes.
Let's go to Scion.
well,
Go on,
yeah.
finish what you were going to say.
I was going to say, well, these other two, they don't look like they're any sort of fighters, or they just look like normal village type people, and I don't think it's fair that they should be dragged into a fight.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Why don't I escort them safely out? I mean, these guards, they're very unlikely to be able to do much damage to me with my armor and my shield.
And my axe.
So why don't I escort them out of here?
That's your choice if you do. I think they should get them out, but
Yeah. Right, I approach. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay,
I
but before you do
approach-
that, we're going to go back to Scion, who was checking out these chests.
Alright, yeah. Let's look in the chest. If I
Okay.
can make it to it.
We're out of combat now, so yeah,
Yeah, I know, I know.
you're all right.
Continues to
You're
grow
all
across the
right.
floor.
You try the first one. It's locked.
What's it
Okay.
made of?
Ice cream.
I melted
Don't
it with
burn.
fire.
Stuff inside might burn.
It's made of solid oak with iron bindings and a solid
Can I just,
iron
like-
lock
Yeah.
Can I just like try and smash it open?
with your fists. Yeah, go for
I
it.
would also like to try and smash it open.
Go for it,
strength,
Scion.
I'm guessing?
No, you rolled to hit the damn thing.
Okay. It's better for me.
No, you were
Oh, I was
attacking
gonna
it.
roll for 6.
I am also going to
You
try.
can wait.
Oh,
What did you get?
is it gonna be? I don't know. It's still rolling.
Oh, right, okay.
Probably something bad.
Probably.
Turns out it's a nat 20. Oh no, it's so sad.
7.
You smack it,
But you hit the floor instead.
and it hurts your fist.
My turn.
Urgh. Go for it. What are you hitting it with?
My fist. So that's an 8.
Yep, same.
At least man's made of metal.
Proper solid. Does no damage to it at all, and doesn't even see it splinter.
We'll try kick it.
Feel free.
Can I try to open the chest I'm at?
You can. It is also locked.
So, kicking it for a 21.
Lovely.
Yep, you managed to kick it. Well done.
Right, I'm gonna
Do-
poke my head around
You dent
the
it a
corner
bit.
of the corridor
Okay.
and look at Titan and be like, "Yeah, big man."
Yo, big man fam. Yo, big man fam.
Fancy using like your strength, maybe?
How about your mace? Yo, big man.
Titan's gone.
What?
Titan's gone.
Yo, big man.
Titan's gone.
Sorry.
Not
Oh,
yet.
You're talking to me?
Titan's not.
Big man.
Dude, stop. Titan's not gone yet.
I don't respond. Are you referring to me when you say big man?
Yeah.
Oh well, I'm not even a man. I'm a warforged. I don't have a gender.
Just an agenda.
Forge, would you mind helping out with these chests? Seeing you're probably the strongest.
Okay, all right. I'll see what I can do. All right. So, am I trying to hit these locks open or something?
No.
Don't know. You tell me what you're trying to do.
You smash the chest entirely.
Smash
Hey.
the chest and the contents and everything inside it.
Exactly.
Don't-
That's the
So
idea.
Just so you are all aware, there is also a desk.
I
In the
ransacked
office.
desk.
Okay, so this chest, does it have a lock or?
Yeah, it's locked
it-
because it's locked.
okay.
It's not a padlock. It's just a solid lock as part of the chest itself. I mean, I can show you if you want. It looks like.
Has anybody thought of checking the desk to see if there's a key in a drawer or something?
I've already
Why
said,
don't-
I've already said I'm gonna
Yes.
ransack the
Dude,
desk.
shut up shouting.
Why don't we do that first then?
Right, make an investigation
check the
check.
desk.
Before you
Me?
talk too much. No, little Mister. I must do it all. Shouting.
9.
A 9? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. It's a desk, yeah. To be fair. Let's have a look. Yeah, on the top you see scattered. There's bits of paperwork and all sorts of other bits and pieces. There's a couple of drawers, obviously, in the desk. One of them's got 2 keys in it.
Take the keys.
You take the keys.
Put them in the chest.
can't, the
I'd
chests
like
are
to
locked.
make an investigation check on the.
Yeah, the keys fit the 2 chests that are at the opposite side. You want to make an investigation check for what?
Or looking through the papers to see if I can find anything relating to the mine or what's down there.
Roll for it.
Oh, I keep yawning.
I don't find nothing.
Why, what did you roll?
5.
You beat me to it.
1 plus 4.
So what was it you were looking for exactly?
If there's anything
interrupting,
there
you know,
to,
Ember opening the chest and stuff.
relating to what they were looking for in the mine.
Well, I mean, you can do that by reading them.
Yeah.
Yeah, all you see from reading the bits of paper scattered around, there are lists of inventories for the tools and rations delivered. There's also a list of artifacts discovered. None of it seems to stand out at all as anything out of the ordinary. You open the chests with your keys of amazingness. Inside the chests, these two opposite the desk, you do indeed find your missing equipment. So,
Would that be their missing equipment or all of our missing
all
equipment?
the 3 characters' missing equipment.
Every bit including money.
No, there's no gold. There is just missing equipment.
Alright. So,
If you can remember what you had.
I just
well,
did
this is why you have notes.
I
That's
know.
why you have a
How's that?
camera.
This is why you read the message that I sent to you and make notes of what you already had.
Yeah, I just
You-
took a picture.
Yeah, alright, I'll do that. Somebody forgot, so they're just going through the process of adding stuff now. Okay. Is there anything else you want to do in here? Your chest is still locked.
Yes. Well, I'm gonna go first of all to the other chest to grab my equipment.
Yep, not a problem. So you dish out the equipment between you, get yourselves loaded up. Rather large chest, because, you know, rather large weapons that you had, obviously. Either that or they folded up neatly. In that
Well, how
right
would you
scion.
fold up a loot and a liar?
I don't know, how would you fold up a trident?
Touche.
Foldable one. Lovely.
Okay, is there anything else you guys want to do while we're here?
Oh,
I mean, we
me
could
check
look
them out.
for a key to the last chest.
Okay, where are you gonna look?
Were there any other desks? Or was it just that one?
I go up
Just-
to the bookcase and I pull every book to see if it's a secret lever.
Make an investigation check.
That is a
It takes a
14.
14. No, but there's some good reading in there.
Like,
Like artifacts of historical significance.
Yes.
Have we got the hungry caterpillar?
The hungry cat.
No, but they do have the hungry bullet.
the hungry bullet.
No, the hungry bullet.
The hungry bullet.
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 The hungry bullet.
Bullet.
Anything else?
I look underneath the chests.
Which chests?
The ones that we've opened.
How do you look underneath them?
I lift them up.
Make a strength check. They are big, solid chests.
Yeah, but
13.
he lifts
No,
them up,
you
clearly.
don't manage to lift them up. They are a little bit too big for your 12-year-old form.
13.
Say it's
Get it right.
Oh, 13 now, are we?
Can someone help me lift up this chest? I think there's something underneath it. No one. No one answers.
no.
they're all locked away.
You have been denied.
I look under the bed.
Make an investigation check.
Okay, that's a 15.
No, there's nothing under the bed, unfortunately. It's just dark and dusty and with a few
So
cobwebs
I say
and
use
the odd little
both
spider.
keys on one chest, or
Both
is it just
keys
use
on
one?
2 chests because there were
Two
two
chests.
chests in the opposite the desk. Yeah.
I just want to kind of.
Yeah, I would try using the keys on the single chest.
No.
Yeah, I'll go try.
No. Unfortunately.
I just want to kind of scour the room, just see if there's anything of interest.
Okay. Make one last final
Investigation.
investigation check. Are you doing it on your own?
Is anyone helping?
No, I'll help out.
Okay. With advantage.
Say 13.
With advantage.
Yeah, I rolled a 10 and a 9.
That's
Oof.
terrible.
Oh, 10 and a 6.
So yeah, you push around the papers on the top of the desk, like anything there? Nah. You peel back the sheets, anything there? Nah. You have a look inside the chest? Nah. Nothing else springs forth to your investigative abilities.
Investigative.
Yeah, check it, it's a word.
Looks inside the locked chest. Now there's nothing there
I
close.
was gonna say, did I find the key?
No. You didn't
Right.
find out because you didn't investigate well enough.
Fine, now do it again.
You can't do it again.
Hasn't
Wait.
I'll help you.
Let's get these two prisoners out to safety.
Yeah, yeah, so I approach them and I say, you're not, you two. We need to get you out of here. The rest of us can fight, but it's not fair that you're caught up in all this. Let me walk you out.
Well, I think that sounds like a cracking idea myself. I don't know where we are exactly, but I know we come from a village, the village of Rogar. The trouble is, I don't know how to get back there from here, because I don't know where we are.
Well, neither do I. What's your name, by the way?
The old one, my name's Thomas, and this is Maxwell.
Well, what I do know is, I came across via ferry, so if we get him outside to the lake,
The
there
lake?
might be
You say the lake?
ferry.
They can.
We lived
Can
on an
we,
island in a lake.
But can we do that before we explore the ruins? Can we?
Well, I don't know, because I can't remember what it was like outside.
Yeah, we lived on an island in the middle of a lake.
Oh, that's probably where we are then.
Oh, bloody hell. Well, that's just typical, isn't it? We were just out hunting in the forest. Near the village. Village, I don't... well, it depends how far we are away from village, isn't it, really? Was there a forest near here?
What's
Do you-
the name of your village again?
Rogar.
Rogar.
Rogar, yeah, that's the one.
Well,
Rogar,
Mr. Wormwood, are you gonna be able to? If we try and escort these guys to the lake, are you gonna be able to leave, or do we need to explore these ruins first before you're able to?
I mean, I'm not stuck here. It's just feeling I've got, that's all.
Right. Well, okay then.
I mean, because the thing is, if according to the Thomas, there's a village near here. Maybe
Okay.
we ought to go to the village and rest up and regroup.
That. Well, if you're able to do that, then that's a good. I think that's a good idea.
I mean, I
Um,
did stuff a load of papers and things in my pocket, so it give me time to have a look at them, see if I can make head and tails or anything.
Okay then. Okay, let's do that then. So I say to I say to the Thomas and Maxwell, I say to them, all right, we will get you out of here. I'm just going to go and talk to the others in the overseer's office, and we'll, if we can find some help to prepare ourselves, I'm sure we'll be seeing the overseer again sometime, and
Well, I hope
need
not.
to be ready for him. Well, I'm sure we will, because we nearly attacked him. We got into a fight with him, so we'll.
Oh yeah,
need
I
to
think
be
that's
prepared for that.
the little bit zealous dragonborn there. She likes picking fights, from what I can see. She's a feisty one, all right.
She was acting in. She was only acting in self-defense.
Well, I don't know. I totally appreciate it. I ain't got a problem with it. You rescued us for yeah, sorry, I do beg your pardon. She rescued us for the sake of the gods, so I appreciate it totally.
Alright, well, I'll be right back. I'm going to go and inform the others of what we're doing. Okay, and so I walk into the overseer's office and I say, okay, Scion, Ember, Has-Been,
Yeah.
and Zenria. We, Mr. Wormwood and I are going to help the two non-fighters, Thomas and Maxwell. We're going to help them get out of here and hopefully find their way to their village, their home village. Are you coming with us?
Why
Well,
not?
yes,
Well,
of course. We
what
are
about
already
those
seem to be a
ruins?
band together here.
What about what?
What about
Okay.
the ruins that you wanted to explore?
Well, I asked Mr. Wormwood, and he said we will need to come back here, but that he's not feeling trapped in here until we have explored it. And we decided that way, if we can find a village near here, then we can rest up. Mr. Wormwood has some papers that he took from the office that he might be able to study, and we can maybe find some allies, items, train ourselves, because I imagine that we'll be seeing the Overseer again sometime, and clearly the Overseer has some powerful magic, and so we will need to be ready.
Yeah, that does sound reasonable.
So,
It really does.
well, it's okay. Well, me and Mr. Wormwood are going to make our ways. Are you all? Do you all have everything that you think you might want from this room?
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Well, in that case, the 8 of us,
8.
we, at least the ones that have the map, we, because we all know where we're going. So we head, out of the Overseer's office.
Back to the crossroads.
We turn left, then we turn right. So we head up the corridor, then we turn right, and we pass to probably what looked like cells.
Yeah, they were the
And-
guards' quarters.
Corridors.
Right, so we pass the guards.
Zenria would know
quarters,
that very well.
And
Yeah.
presuming that we don't encounter any more guards along the way, we head outside.
No, No more guards are seen as you
Okay.
pass through. You break out into the daylight. You can see not too far from where you are to the north and the east. You can see the shoreline cresting along the island as the lake stretches out. Vast sun shimmering, shining off the sea as the calm surface of the lake is before you. There's barely a breeze, and you can just see the reflections. And then you turn around over to the west. You can see what looks like a line of trees a couple of miles distant from where you are. As this tunnel leads out into, you see this sort of cave which just leads out into the side of a hill, which looks like right on the edge of the island on the far east side. And as they go out, they're like, "Oh, there's the forest! Rogar must be back over that way."
So you know this area then?
Yeah, this is our island.
Well,
Oh,
I guess
okay.
we'll follow
That's
the
a
locals.
relief. Would we be able to come with you to your village?
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm
now,
sure we'll
I
give you
have to-
a welcome because we can't wait to get back there.
Now, I have to ask you before I go. Has your village ever seen anybody like me before? You know, a being that was created rather than born in flesh.
Nope.
Okay, so I'm
But
going
we've seen
to-
lots of random things in this world. There's all sorts of things, so it's not too far from the ordinary. You know what I mean?
I mean,
Okay.
I don't think you would have to worry, like, considering that there are people like me.
Well, I mean, you can
blue,
change
dabba,
your
dabba,
form at any
dabba.
time, can't you? So, you know, you can make yourself look whatever you like.
I can't.
Well-
I choose not to.
Well, Thomas, please, would you, we will follow you if you lead the way.
Okay, so Thomas and Maxwell head off towards the forest, leading the way back to what they hope is the village. And that is where we will end it for tonight. So on that note, if anybody is still watching the stream, thank you very much. We appreciate it. That is the start of our new campaign. We look forward to seeing you again, hopefully. And anybody that's watched it to the end on YouTube, thank you. You've done well. You lasted this long. We'll see you all again sometime. Good night, God bless. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.